lies another issue that, you know, you've got to make decisions, I reckon.
Yeah,
whatever the criteria is.
You're not going to satisfy everyone, but I guess Andrew McLeod in saying that, absolute champion, and, you know, 2 Norm Smith medals, I think that he'll be in the team. He was in the NTFL one, so I think he'll be in Buffaloes one as well.
Well, just on the coach point, Wanderers named a coach and an assistant coach. Yeah. So, and I think Darwin will probably do the...
Yeah, Bill Martin was the coach.
So just the one coach.
Yeah. So Bill Martin was named as the coach, and just Bill Martin.
Okay. And their interchange only had 4 players, and Wanderers had 7. Yeah. So they just sort of stretched it out there a bit, didn't they?
If those criteria are set at the start, then that's okay.
Let's name 50 players. Let's make everyone happy.
50 of the best 22. Look, Buffaloes, look at that. Isn't that a great sight? Because the Buffettes lining up, they were on, lots of kids, the double blue flags. Buffaloes about to come onto the ground for this. Really is a make or break game for them. I think that it'll be a make game for them, but Buffaloes and Wanderers game to get underway in about 10 minutes time.
Yeah, it's good to see, you know, Guard of Honour. There's some juniors out there. Yeah, it's and the rain has actually it's only trickling down now, so it's probably good that they can get out there and make that Guard of Honour.
Gee, they've got the gun umpires, Ashley Menakaros, Mark Noonan, Simon Walker. I don't know who number 14 is, but of course it's a 2 o'clock game and they have 4 umpires, 4 field umpires.
I didn't think Ashley was umpiring this season.
No,
haven't seen him out there.
Don't know quite what's going on.
Yeah, which is interesting. So they're going to play, as we can hear in the background there.
Wanderers on the field, Natasha. I reckon the small to the mids, and no better small to medium-sized player, I reckon, and a player that's just really, he's been picked up by Thunder, is Braden McLean. Isn't he? You know, his disposal, hand or foot's beautiful.
He is, and he's a quality player from that half-back line as well. He can really set up play, I guess, like a quarterback in the NFL. He really sets it up.
Runs the lines.
And he reads the play so well as well, when to leave his player and when to actually, you know, drop back, be the third man up, for example.
Iggy Vallejo, of course, the game's TIO played that role to perfection over a decade. I'm not sure that Braden McLean will reach the heights of Iggy Vallejo, but nonetheless, Braden McLean is a young man, and he's settled into Wanderers, and he's settled in beautifully across half-back, and let's hope that he has a long and illustrious career with Wanderers and with Thunder. I'm just delighted Thunder have picked him up.
He's really settled since he's come over to Wanderers. As we know, at Waratahs, and they went to Magpies, him and Nathan McLean, and unfortunately Nathan was playing for Waratahs but sustained a pretty bad injury a couple of seasons ago and missed out on the grand final team, I think it was. It was only, you know, the round just before the final started, I think it was, and, you know, he hasn't come back, has a lot of calf injuries, but he's really cemented his spot in this Wanderers team, and he looks happy and he's enjoying his footy.
Seems to be, doesn't he? And of course Liam Patrick, I just think one-on-one, he is just, you talk X factors, and you're the master of the matchups, Natasha. Who do you put on Liam Patrick? I mean, perhaps these conditions might sort of dim his brilliance a little bit, but is there anyone if Buffalo's going to sort of match it with Patrick? I've
got someone marked out. I usually get my highlighter and my best 3 for each team, and then I mark some X factors out. Yeah. And the X factor for Buffaloes that I think can pick him up and do a good job on him, and has the same leap is Damien Williams Jr.
Well, terrific point, but hasn't he been a revelation? They've moved him up forward, so you're suggesting that they'll put him down back, and because of the similar size and shape and way they play, that Williams and Patrick may be the matchup.
I think with the big bodies that Buffaloes have, I think they'll play in the forward line, if they can't get the goals on the board, then they'll definitely move Damien Williams Jr. up to the forward line. But I just think he has that matchup for Liam Patrick. He hasn't played as many games as he probably would have liked, Liam Patrick, this season, so
got a long way to drive, hasn't he?
Yeah, but he's just such a quality player for them, and a great leader as well. So I just think that that might be one of the matchups.
And I reckon Buffaloes over the journey have had more or different Guernseys than I've ever seen. What have they got on today? It seems to be a dark blue with the Buffalo motive on front and the white numbers. So the numbers are okay to pick up. Philip Wills, we see there, Jalen Clark, Josh Savika. He's a tough nut, isn't he, Savika?
Yeah, he is, and I guess that's not the original jumper they ever ran out with 100 years ago. I thought that you'd really probably play play
Charlie,
heritage
you were around
one.
100 years ago. Do you
Yeah, I
remember?
was.
Do you
I
remember?
remember that Guernsey. No, actually, I was looking through some photos of Mr. Perez, who was a great player. I can't remember his first name.
Yeah.
And I think he played in about the 1920s or something. And certainly the photo was that wearing that Guernsey there.
Okay.
That they've actually got
Okay,
on.
so that was one of the original ones. Okay.
And they've got the hoops socks, which is always.
Oh, you got to
good
love
thing.
those. You
Yeah,
got to
look,
love
I
the hoops.
agree. Yeah, cut out the single colour. Wanderers, get some hoops.
Well, and the idea of those socks, like in a wet day, everyone's on the ground. You can knock the ball out to your teammate without having to have a look up at his Guernsey. You just look at the socks and say, well, that's my teammate. You know?
That's exactly
That's
it,
why you
Charlie.
should have different socks.
Dennis Lufat was teaching us that as our master coach, probably about 5 or 6 seasons ago, was like, look for the socks. Don't lift your head up because you're going to get caught holding the ball.
Yeah.
Look for the socks and hit it out. But now they all wear black socks or
Dennis
blue
Lufat.
socks
I mean,
or
what
something.
would the Lufats know about football?
Yeah, what would they know? Yeah, geez.
What don't they know?
Surely, surely they've got to make some of these teams at the Century
Phillip,
somewhere.
The camera on the ground on Philip Wills running out there, he'd love these conditions, wouldn't he?
Oh, look, right up his alley, and the bigs they've got there. I mean, we looked in at Darren Shillaby. I reckon he's been a real gun. Todd Miles, his first game, big number 22 out there. Ryan O'Sullivan, haven't seen too much of him, but he is a lump. He is a Buffalo sock.
He is the players that I've marked out for Buffaloes with my highlighter just to impact the game is Matthew Campbell, Philip Wills and Cameron Stokes for Buffaloes. And for the two ex-AFL players there too, so Matthew Campbell and Cameron Stokes might make that team of the Century tonight. Yeah. You just never know. They've been wonderful players. And for Wanderers, I've got Aaron Motlop, who was terrific last week and the week before, Adam Tippenwoody and Shannon Motlop.
Adam Tippenwoody, let's hope that his form lifts. As we said at the outset, Natasha, he hit the ground running, didn't he, with Wanderers earlier in the season. I don't know that his form has matched that recently. I mean, we don't know if he's got a niggle. And if you've got a niggle, it's pretty tough.
It's showed some glimpses, post-Christmas, and I think with this weather as well was that Shannon Motlop, who was the shining light for them 2 weeks ago when we called the game, and I think just his experience in these conditions are really going to suit Wanderers as well. It's going to be a ripper of a game, I know that much.
Oh, terrific. And we love the rain. I love the rain, but I hope it holds off because I want to see two classy sides and a terrific game of football. It's almost a contrast. Buffaloes, normally they're the small side, but by gee, they've got some size and shape about them. Dean Hollyman, he's a big bloke. Chris Atkinson, we've been through it. Shillaby, Josh Savika, he's a grunt off half back. I just don't know that Wanderers can actually match them.
Yeah, Savika's an interesting player in because I reckon he was in red hot form before Christmas, but I reckon his form's dropped away a little bit. And whether we don't know, he may have a slight injury, but in the last couple of games, he spent a lot of time on the bench, and then when he goes out to play with limited time, I think he gets a little frustrated and gives away free kicks, which then leads to them bringing him back to the bench again. So he's caught in a pretty tough position, but he's been a good player, Yeah. I like him in defence. He's strong.
He's just a terrific size, isn't he? He's quick.
It looks like
no VV in the
no, and he was
side.
best on ground last week against Waratahs too. And Kieran's actually gone down with his umbrella and he's braving the rain for us downstairs there.
He's a sook.
Well, let's go down to it and just get a conditions report. Kieran, what can you tell us?
Yeah, the rain's definitely died off a bit. It's not too bad. I probably could have gotten away with coming down here without the umbrella, but I don't want to risk it if it does start to pick up again later in the day.
Well, the lights are on, and congratulations to AFL NT reaching into their budget to pull out the extra money to put the lights on.
But can we ask that they start getting some anti-fog screens for us, right, please, in the commentary?
Well, it makes it pretty difficult, but we have to actually lean out there and throw a cup full of water on it.
Not we, Charlie King.
That's my task.
It's a really good sight.
Game about to get underway here then at the TIO Stadium. Yes, it's round 16. The rain has just died off. Kieran, the rain's died off a little bit, hasn't it?
Yeah, definitely. It was pelting down before, but now sort of just a light sprinkle. There's obviously still a lot of standing water on the ground from earlier in the day.
Ian Butterworth joining us. Butters, what's your tip?
My tip is Darwin Buffaloes in a canter or in a wallow.
And Tash Medbury as well. Tash, you've had a chance to have a look at the teams out there getting ready. What's your decision?
I think it's going to be a closer one, but Buffaloes.
I reckon Wanderers might win it, and Ian Butterworth to get us underway.
Thanks very much, Charlie King. Ryan O'Sullivan and Josh Wilson go up. It's a dead heat in the middle of the ground. No one got it. Fresh air shot picked up that time by Moroney. Moroney just tumbles it forward slightly for Wanderers and a high tackle, and it'll be a free kick to Ferreira at centre half forward. He kicks inside forward 50, going to the Michael Long learning centre end. Liam Patrick, well, hopefully he'll play a terrific game. Wanderers need him. They'll get it out of defence. No, they won't, the Buffaloes, but it'll be a Wanderers free kick right half forward.
Adam Tippenwoody with the yellow boots on, down along the boundary line in front of the Wanderers clubhouse, hugging the boundary line, waiting, not much on offer, invited to play on now, uses the handball instead, comes back in field, kicked by Aaron Motlop, up and under, too many Darwin players in defence, dropping back, taking a strong mark back there is Cammy Stokes. Geez, a good play. He's the wall, isn't he?
He is.
It's what Donald Trump's been talking about. That's the man he refers to, and he brings it out of defence.
He does indeed. He should be between America and Mexico, I think, because he's a brick wall, he's solid, and the ball is out of bounds. A kick and a half away from the Wanderers' goal at right half forward. No score on the board inside a minute of the first quarter. Crucial game for both teams. A must win for Buffaloes. Wanderers sitting third on the ladder. A win will almost consolidate that spot for them. Tossed in by the boundary umpire. Up over the back that time, it was a nice tap away by Ryan O'Sullivan for Buffaloes. But he went the wrong way. Buffaloes running hard after the ball. Big Todd Miles shepherds his smaller player, but the ball is held up, and a nice mark taken by Tyler Brimacombe. Just forward of the wing for the Muck-Mucks.
Thin boy he is, gets onto the right boot. He's got a good kick on him, brings it down inside 50, ball knocked to ground. No whistle played yet, hard run at the footy. Desperate run there by Moroney. Couldn't get his hands on it though. Darwin trying to get it out, held up, trying to break the tackle there was Todd Miles, nowhere to go. And the umpire says, give it to me. It's inside 50. Tash playing in front, really important in these conditions.
It is, and the ball's not carrying very far at all. It's dropping short every time.
Ball goes to ground. Savika onto it, onto the right boot. Got a kick out. Just a scrambly old kick. Almost got it to the circle in the middle. Run through the middle. Those handballs, if they're a little bit... a little bit smart, they won't find the target. Wanderers have won the free kick in the middle and can drive forward from here. Ball in the hands here of Braden McLean.
Braden McLean, we spoke about him pre-match. He's been wonderful. His disposal is normally impeccable. This is no different whatsoever. Drogamula, a kick and a half away from goal, has a player leading. Slippery, slidey work there, and the mark taken. Just about kicking distance, a heavy football, Natasha Medbury, and it'll be big Joel Walsh to kick on goal. Walsh to kick on goal and does it beautifully. Nice shepherd in there. I reckon it was Liam Patrick shepherded, but only shepherded for the Darwin Buffalo mark on the goal line.
And Kevin Moroney's picking up Liam Patrick. He has a big job ahead of him.
Kick out wide, ball rolls towards the boundary line. Gee, it looked like it was going to go out without being touched.
Tackle.
Grabbed there by... player down there and Daniel Wheater.
Yeah, holding the ball. Philip Wheels, great tackle. He leads by example with tackling, that's for sure.
Comes away from the half-back line along the boundary line. The kick was intended there for Chris Williams, but went out of bounds. And might have just been touched, I reckon.
I think they convinced the umpire. That Daniel Motlop shaking his head better. The players are convinced the umpire it was touched.
Wear green and not blue if you want to give the decisions. Daniel Motlop tossed in by the boundary umpire in front. Wilson got his hand to the football, tried to kick off the ground. Pretty good effort under these conditions and a good tactic under these conditions, but you've got to watch out for the kicking in danger. Wanderers go forward once again, centre half forward. Shannon Motlop flicks it out in the Tippenwoody direction. Tippenwoody dispossessed, a bigger, heavier body. Got him beautifully, and the ball is out of bounds 40 metres around from the Wanderers' goal, right half forward. 3 minutes in, no score either team.
Tippenwoody's had a few touches on of the ball so far, so he's looking dangerous.
Kieran,
he needs to stay in the
anything?
game.
Yeah, luckily for the players, it's not too windy out there. The flags are pretty much limp, so the rain and the wind is not there today. Just the rain.
Good reach from the back there. Ryan O'Sullivan knocked at the ground. A kick from low down. Matt Campbell got it out towards the wing. They can't get past the centre line. Buffaloes Wanderers send it back, and the same thing repeats. They kick it back onto that far side of the ground, hits the ground and rolls out of play.
Yeah, there's Timmy Eldridge there was appealing to the umpire for a deliberate, but in these conditions you can't really give that away.
So I think Joe Walsh will do the ruck work here. Yes, he will. He's got front position, had it for a while, lost it. Daniel Motlop came third man in, knocked the ball to ground, chasing hard Out there was Simon Bates. They caught him. He's gone over the top of the footy. He squeezed it out the back door, if you know what I mean. Little kick off the left boot inside 50. Front position, Darwin whistle gone, free kick or mark play that's going to go to the Buffaloes. Timmy Eldridge inside 50.
Adam Tipperwoody needs to play in front, as we just spoke about before. It's dropping short, so that was well read by Timmy Eldridge.
Eldridge gets the ball out, favours the scoreboard side. Big leap over there, out of bounds between wing and half forward.
Ian, why don't you come back in the corridor? Darwin continue to go around that boundary line, continues to go out of plane, comes back in. You just got to change it.
Mark Motlop's the coach. I dare you to go down there and tell Mark Motlop that.
I'll tell him tonight.
Tossed in by the boundary umpire between wing and half forward. Wanderers slightly in attack. Here they go again. Buffaloes haven't had it inside their forward 50, I don't reckon. No. Wanderers now. The Buffaloes might get it inside forward 50. Up and away, but over the back. What a fingertipper under the conditions, Daniel Wheatra.
Good player, Daniel Wheatra. Gets this onto the right boot, punches it out wide, and Daniel Motlop takes a terrific mark. There might be Elijah Ware out there, is it?
It is, and he's playing a little bit further up the ground and around the ball, Daniel Motlop. We're used to him being cemented in the back line.
No score yet, nearly 6 minutes gone, and you expect that on a wet day. Here's Campbell, comes to the corridor, switches it beautifully. That's better play. Savica has it, onto the right boot he goes, pumps it out wide. Plenty of Wanderers players here, 2-on-1. The kick wasn't best, landed in the hands there of Xavier Cabillo. Out on the wing, onto the right boot he goes, kicks up towards half forward. Darwin in defence, dropping back, strong mark taken. Timmy Eldridge.
Kick to kick stuff, Eldridge at right half back, grandstand side, runs around the man on the mark. Bangs it across the wing over the back. Mitchell Taylor got a fingernail to it, picked up Philip Wills. Conditions will suit him. Beautifully got it out, but he only got it as far as Daniel Motlop. Daniel Motlop, cool, calm under the conditions, rolls in looking for a mattress. No mattress, just a couple of bodies under him. And we'll have the field umpire toss the ball up. But Darwin, slightly in attack, one of the very few times, 6 minutes into the first term.
How good was Philip Wills' hands and in the wet conditions?
He's a classy player. It always has been, Philip Wills. Ball on the ground, handball comes out. Cleverly now finishes with Eldridge. Got a standing start, kick up towards the 50-metre line. Wanderers equal to the task. Hurried kick out towards the boundary line, gathered there by Xavier Cabillo. Comes back in the field of play. Daniel Motlop, the target, couldn't get it. Front position, the Buffaloes knock it over the boundary line. They're calling for deliberate out of bounds or out of bounds on the full.
That's umpire Daniel Motlop again, pleading to the umpire.
But he was pleading to the boundary umpire. He's not the one that makes those sorts of decisions. Boundary umpire has the football.
It's interesting to see Daniel Motlop's playing on the ball.
So it's wonderful to see him play anywhere. Over the back, dead heat in the middle, picked up beautifully. Xavier Cabillo's been busy. Big man O'Sullivan gets it out nicely to a teammate out there in Chris Williams. Williams goes forward, finishes up Buffaloes, and they have it, and between centre half forward and full forward. Wonderful kick in, and your man Damien Williams, Natasha Medry, will line up to kick a goal.
He is playing the forward line, and Jared Stokes, just that delivery in and just to spot up Damien Williams in the corridor. Lovely kick in these conditions because it's starting to fall a little bit heavily again out here. So I'd back him, Damien Williams, from this distance in these conditions.
Wanderers have had 90% of the ball inside their half. And what Buffaloes, their first foray forward, 7.5 minutes in. Damien Williams, airport end, drops it nicely and misses to the left. But the first score on the board, almost 8 minutes into the first term, Charlie King.
Little kick into the back pocket. Eagles can work their way out of defence now, and they're going to have to do it well. Trying to find targets. They kick to some open space on that far side of the ground and invite Moroney to run onto the footy. He got it and then lost it. Handball comes out for Darwin to Erlinson. Erlinson to the middle of the ground. Big climb over the top. Toddy Miles left it behind. Kick off the ground. Comes out in the direction of the ruckman. O'Sullivan got it. Handballed it out well. Darwin pushing inside 50. Target up there. Lands on the ground. Plenty of Darwin players running back. Picked up by Shillabeer. Handball out wide. They can run in and kick the first goal. Yes, they do. Chris Williams. Wow, that was good play, Darwin, in tough conditions.
That was a great team goal by Buffaloes as the rain streaming down again, but great hands and good conditions by the big ruckman, as we're just watching on the replay here, as Todd Miles, he puts his body on the line here and Buffaloes clear it. Good kick off the ground, gets it to O'Sullivan, kicks it inboard, and just this effort here, just pick up this player, and it was Darren Shillaby. Well done.
Shillabeer gets it out nicely, doesn't he, to Chris Williams. Yep.
That's a team-orientated goal. That's a good one for Buffaloes.
Back in the middle, Miles, he'll take the ruck and does it nicely, running hard at the football at the back. He didn't, he just stabbed at it, Tim Eldridge, that's okay, play on, correctly called the umpire again, a little kick off the ground, stab kicks are okay, it's when you lift your boot, high tackle, and the umpire picked it up, and Wanderers will have a foray forward. But it's the Buffaloes, 1-1-7, Wanderers yet to score, but they've had most of the play, and Buffaloes to go forward through Duncan Seaton.
So Wanderers with the kick now from Seaton inside 50. Put it up for his teammates down there. No one could get it. Plenty of Darwin players out in defence. Handball came out towards Cam Stokes from Eldridge back there, ducking his head and trying to work his way through as Moroney lost it into the hands here of Atkinson. Kicks it out towards the wing, turned it over. The opposite number 25 got it. Robert Howard for the Eagles punches it inside 50. Whistle and
Charlie.
50.
We do. It's gone over the mark, I believe.
So Howard, I think, is going to get the shot here. He's going to come well inside the 50-metre arc and can answer the goal that Darwin got a short time ago. Give us a chance to get down to Kieran.
Yeah, rain's definitely picked up a bit now. Probably not as hard as it was when we first got here, which was quite bad, but definitely a lot heavier now.
Robert Howard directly out in front, just 15 metres. Shouldn't miss from there. And he goes back and kicks, and he kicks pretty poorly. And he might have got it in, but didn't look good. Made the goal umpire work, but he's still got the two fingers up. So the Eagles come back at the 11-minute mark with the goal.
Yeah, we just watched it. It was the free kick was there, definitely there, as Atkinson clears the ball. Goes downfield here. Harwood took the mark, and we'll just watch it. So the players approaching, and then I think another player's come in and stepped over the mark to take the mark. So the Buffaloes there. Good pick up by the umpire. And he snuck that one in, so Wanderers get that goal on the board.
Back in the middle, Buffaloes, they chop out in the ruck. John O'Miles, I thought it might have been Miles and Miles. Up they go, it's Damien Williams who's jumping in the ruck. Not quite sure when they've got a couple of 2 metres tall, but again, I'm not going to debate the issue with Mark Motlop. Charlie King, you might. Buffaloes win the clearance, out to the left half forward, sliding after the football, over the top, play on called the umpire, inside their forward 50, cleared out, the defence now, working hard, overtime was Brimacombe for Wanderers, ball running hard, it was Davin Ferreira, Mitchell Taylor begging for the free kick, won't get it at centre half back, inside they go, John O'Miles picks it up, tumbles it to the middle of the ground, Todd Miles gets the ball, runs hard, picks it up with Campbell on the left foot from 75, kicks it, it's right up there, 10 metres around from the Buffalo goal, left full forward.
And Matty Campbell's gone the torp then in these conditions, and it's gone off the side of his boot, but it's probably a win here. So we just watch him get this. He's gone for distance, gone the big torp.
Certainly gave it a roost, didn't he? So it's, as Ian said, alongside that behind post, Darwin in attack. They've come back with plenty of attack here, some spirited play from them. Ball on the ground, trying to get it out, couldn't get clear. Out there was Bradley Stokes, and ball goes towards Mitchell Taylor, runs from the back pocket. Kick was pretty ordinary, didn't clear the danger area. Darwin with the footy, handball across to Seaton, handball Savica. Oh, Campbell cropped a little high one there. Umpire says it's all okay. Mitch Taylor gets it, drops it on the right boot, kicks it out towards the defensive 50. Water holds it up, lands on the ground. Shillabia gets it one way and then the other, drops it towards a forward pocket. Chance to mark, ball hits the ground. Clearing work now by the Eagles. Xavier Cabillo gets him outside 50.
Adam Chippenwood is centre half back, grabs the ball, runs after the 5 metres, touches it on the ground, out wide looking for Shannon Motlop. Shannon Motlop being worn like a glove, and I reckon he's just about right there, Cameron Stokes. Motlop had no other alternative, maybe the pressure situation, but the ball is out of bounds at the interchange area, grandstand side. So a couple of ex-AFL players, Cameron Stokes, Darwin Buffaloes, and Shannon Motlop from Wanderers. Up in the air, not 15, play on called the umpire, ball in dispute, comes out in the direction that time of Elijah Ware. Buffaloes now go to right half forward. In the marking contest, it's Miles v Miles. No, it's Miles v Shillabia. And John O'Miles for Wanderers knocks the ball out of bounds, but it's at right half forward between wing and half forward, grandstand side. Buffaloes, they lead by the solitary point.
Yeah, as we watch the replay there, it's good spoil here by Stephen Miles in the back.
Here's the throw in, gets right over the top, running hard at the footy there for Darwin was Jared Stokes. Kick comes away, the Eagles win it, thumping it up to half forward was a good kick too by Daniel Wheatra. Gets to the wing, pack of players get around it. Motlop looking for it. Daniel Motlop trips over, doesn't get the footy. Wanderers get the kick away down towards half forward. Liam Patrick hard at the footy. He's got 2 to beat now. Cameron Stokes come back to help. Adam Tippenwoody with a half a kick. Got it inside 50. Timmy Eldridge with the kick, smothered by Tippenwoody on the charge down, sends it over the boundary line.
And he's really hot at the moment, Adam Tippenwoody. He's getting his hands on the ball. Just this effort here, he kicks it in. Not a very good kick, but you just see on the replay here, as he picks up the ball, he goes in the second effort to spoil the ball.
Tossed in by the boundary umpire. We've got some brothers, Kevin Moroney playing for Buffaloes down back and Leslie Moroney playing for Wanderers, and they'll meet at some stage. Kicked off the ground cleverly by Bradley Stokes. Bradley Stokes can't pick the ball up. He just was a little bit too smart, and the ball finishes up this time with Simon Bates. Bates too far out to score, has a player on the move. Good defence by Cameron Stokes. Here they are, Stokes and Motlop. Stokes pushed Motlop well off it. That's another Motlop, has the ball, picks it up, Daniel Motlop. Ball and boot and all. Lands at the top of the square, in dispute. Wanderers, can they get a score here? The Buffalo defence is working overtime, and we'll have a free kick and time on, and the Buffaloes will clear. Tim Eldridge had plenty of it, Natasha. He'll clear from full back.
He did. He's doing really well in the back line there for Buffaloes.
So here he comes with the kick inside 50. Measures it all okay.
You just see Daniel Motlop's boot go flying off there as he shot at goal.
And then he slipped over because he's...
Cameron Stokes picked up his boot and then threw it 20 metres away to the boundary.
Friendly. Nice.
How uncharitable of him.
Ball on the ground here for the Eagles. Handball came out. Aaron Motlop did it pretty well towards the boundary line. Tackling ferociously for it. Spills towards the boundary line. Alex Erlandson there wanted a bit of it, but it was over the line.
Yes, we just watched Daniel Motlop's now just running off. We had to go collect his boot that was nearly over the fence. Good pick up there, Kieran.
It's the throw in. Just short of the wing, favouring Wanderers. Miles got there, got a good tap down. Josh Wilson, rather, for Wanderers, tapped it to ground. Handball came out quickly by Braden McLean for the Eagles to thump it up towards half forward. Ball knocked to ground. Players come from everywhere for it. Only one wanted it more than the others. That was Todd Miles. Burst his way through, gave it out towards Phillip Wheels. He couldn't control it. And how much play is happening around that outer boundary on that other side of the ground is just unbelievable.
You're right. Buffaloes are really using the scoreboard boundary. Just watching the replay here. That was a good spoil there.
Buffaloes by the solitary point, 1-1 to 1 straight, 16 minutes into the first term. Up they go, secondary effort there by Wilson was good for the Eagles. Picked up on the ground, kick up and under pressure. In the back was Tippenwoody, and the free kick was paid, and Buffaloes will clear at left half back. Tim Eldridge once again. Eldridge, what's on offer? Not much, so he'll hug the boundary line. Long and low kick in front, 1 grab, 2 grabs, 3 grabs, and a good decision by the field umpire because he had enough of that, he had more than enough of that, and that was Robert Howard.
So Howard's kicked a goal already for the Eagles from almost directly out in front, pumps it up towards half forward. Shannon Motlop on the charge, run through a couple of them, got the mark out in front of his eyes, gets onto that trusty left boot. It's a kick inside 50, it's looking okay, it's getting over the back. Liam Patrick, a chance boundary, beats him. Was it kept in play? No, it wasn't. Umpire blows the whistle and it's out of play. So 1-1 to a goal, 18 gone.
Yeah, we're just watching the replay here. And Atkinson flies high, but Liam Patrick was just roving at the back there. Lucky that the boundary line.
Miles in front for Darwin in the Tippenwoody direction. He's knocked off the ball a little bit too easily. Picked up Wanderers, working hard. Here's a chance now. Shannon Motlop. He's on the left, on the outside of the left boot. What's happening? I reckon he's kicked a goal.
Well, the shepherd made the difference, didn't it?
And he's gone for the inside-out banana on his left foot.
Patrick, you're right, shepherded it through.
Yeah, it did. And we just watch it. That's the experience, and that's why Cameron Stokes is playing on Shannon Motlop. You watch this, an inside-out kick. He doesn't really have a right foot. He can when he really wants to use it. But you watch the good hands here as well. Ferreira, just been signed by Thunder. Look at this, on the left. Banana kick on the outside on the left, and it bounces through. Great work on the goal line by Liam Patrick.
I was talking to Shannon Motlop the other day, and I said, you got a little frustrated the other day when Daniel had it and didn't kick it to you. He said he never kicks it to me. He said, watching the game, he never kicks the ball to me. He doesn't like giving it to me.
Williams and Mile, and the big man Wilson in the middle. Was Wilson that got the tap down, as you would expect. Not quite sure what Buffaloes are doing, having the half-size Damien Williams jumping against the Giants. Miles and Wilson. Matthew Campbell, right half forward, spears it in. Nook Mansell on the trusty left. Mansell has a player forward of him. Aaron Motlop doesn't let him down on the wing.
Motlop plays on quickly, just chips it over the top. Did it really well, gave it to Simon Bates, who ran into space. Timmy Eldridge, old top knot on the mark. Kick over the top inside 50, straight into the hands of the big man dropping back. Todd Miles takes a strong mark, uses the handball while down on hands and knees, finishes up with Philip Wills, runs out a defensive 50, goes to the middle. Kick was pretty good, put it out in front of Archard. Archard with a handball. He's made it easy for Joey Collinson. Collinson just couldn't get to it. They got in the way, the Eagles, with Brimacombe doing some pretty work out there. Packs come over the top and the whistle goes. High tackle. It's going to be a Darwin free kick.
Yeah, just putting his head over the ball, Philip Williams, as the umpire will call this back here because he was having a chat to one of the players. Just tell him to cool it down. But Philip Wills, what a terrific game we have. And one of the matchups that's happening out there is Daniel Motlop is picking up Matty Campbell.
And he's got no chance in leg speed. I just watched a short time ago, just couldn't get anywhere near.
No, and probably even in their prime, the respective primes, he couldn't anyway. But nonetheless, his experience will see through. Running hard, Braden McLean at right half back for Wanderers. He goes by hand, probably should have booted it further forward. Clever and courageous. A high tackle, holding the ball, or give it to me. 1, 2, 3, I reckon it's the latter.
Yeah, very lucky there because he took that ball to ground with him and he didn't knock it out.
Yep. Anyway, it was up they go. Miles for Wanderers, up and under, ball in the middle of the ground, chance to clear it, running hard and beautifully. Well done, that player there, and he was slung after Xavier Cabillo. No free kick. Cameron Stokes runs hard after the football. Shannon Motlop clever, looking for Moroney out wide. Eldridge taps, no, it's Wills, taps the ball off the ground with the boot and holding the man. No, the field umpire says Simon Walker. I'll have it once again. Yeah,
the two captains go head-to-head there. They gave each other a bit of a hug at the toss of the game. Aaron Motlop and Philip Wills.
Todd Miles with the tap down. Howard goes in and gets the foot. He got the handball away only as far as Wills, who got a kick out in the direction of Campbell. Handball didn't get to Campbell. Hard running the Eagles out there. Couldn't get out of trouble, though. It was Brimacombe. Free kick's gone to the Eagles, and it will go to Braden McLean. Switches it out to his right. And the kick was okay, out along the boundary line. Nothing on offer. Again, Wanderers want to go along the boundary line. I'm not sure why that is, but that's where this kick's going to go. Right up, hugging the boundary line. Front position, Wills did pretty good. Handball out and gave it off to his teammate and Hollyman. Hollyman onto the right boot. Smothering effort was pretty well done. Daniel Motlop won it and then got onto the right boot. The less favoured boot. Kicked it up towards the 50-metre line. Was dropped out there by Darwin, pushed towards the boundary line by the sliding Todd Miles as the quarter comes to a close. It was a tough quarter. Wanderers in front, though, just by 5 points.
Yeah, it was an interesting quarter, and they just couldn't, both teams couldn't get the momentum going. It was a scrappy footy.
Time to escape, 'cause I'm in need of warmer weather. Sail upon the stream to find there's someplace better. And I'm moving far and wide.
Brewing and Brewing Co. The beer from up here.
Just another beautiful day in the territory, yeah?
Does it get any better?
Yeah. You guys touch anything yet? Nah, nothing yet. But we're feeling lucky. See you later.
No tiles.
Yeah, soft sand.
And a 7-metre tile. What could possibly go wrong?
Plenty.
Local knowledge is important. Talk to us about TIO Comprehensive Car Insurance. Call us today on 131 TIO. TIO, we're for Territories.
This summer, pass your personal best. Pass the time doing things you love. Pass the SunSense, please. SunSense SPF 50+ is a very high UV sunscreen, sold only in pharmacies, that's made right here in Australia for Australian conditions. And for the best price on SunSense, you can't go past Chemist Warehouse.
Intersport, new concept store now open in Casuarina Square. Come in and check out a world-class shopping experience. Now stocking only the biggest brands in tennis, cricket, fitness from treadmills to benches, boxing, swimming, darts, pool and table tennis. For awesome service and advice, still locally owned and operated, the all-new Intersport concept store.
Our wet season day, 19th of February 1942. Imagine 188 enemy aircraft in an attack on Darwin that left hundreds of servicemen and civilians dead. Take time to remember and honour those who fell. Stand proudly alongside veterans at the cenotaph and commemorate the 75th anniversary of the bombing of Darwin. 9:30 a.m. Sunday the 19th of February.
Introducing Southern Cross Television's NTFL broadcast partners. TIO, we're for Territorians. Kennard's Hire, making your job easy.
Game like this, and it's really about playing basic football, exactly what you said. So look, we just need to do make sure we match their intensity. Obviously their emotions are high because of their 100-year celebration, so I thought we did that very well that quarter.
Cheers, team.
Dean Rioli there, as usual. Very good to have him talk to us. Second quarter about to get underway here. Umpire Mark Noonan has it in the middle. Team's in position out there, ready to go. Josh Wilson off to the left there, wearing number 30. for Wanderers. Here's Ian Butterworth.
And his opponent will be Damien Williams, and Wilson, as we would expect, won the contest, but it goes down. The all-important clearance goes to the Darwin Buffaloes, going to the Michael Long Learning Centre end. High tackle, and it'll be a clearance. Wanderers at centre half back. Drogamulla. Here he goes, turns round, goes by hand, sells the dummy. Handball their way out. Don't handball too much. It's wet weather conditions. That's a Braden McLean. McLean normally impeccable. That wasn't quite impeccable. And the Buffaloes will get the ball back from right half forward and bang inside their forward 50.
And ball lands on the ground. Players come over the top. Can it come out? I don't think it's going to come out. Trapped underneath there. Umpire will come in. And ball. I know he's played a free kick out of it. So Darwin had a chance to clear that ball out. Umpire wasn't happy.
And 50.
With the attempt, and 50 as well.
Yeah. It's just straight away to, I think that's Mark Noonan that's paid that, the umpire. So I think it was the man on the mark. Might have been Shilabia.
Okay, so Miles has got the free kick for the Eagles. So he's almost in the centre of the ground. This kick might put him down towards 50. He's gone back and he's given it a roost. He's got it to 50 and inside 50. Lands on the ground. Tippenwoody looking for it, goes in. And caught underneath it. Darwin player's going to draw the free kick, and they'll be able to bring it out from the back line.
They do that indeed, going out to the running O'Sullivan. Gee, he's a big man. O'Sullivan goes back by hand. Very, very good and clever, courageous. Call it what you will. Adam Tippenwoody, take your cap off because you deserve all the applause there. Well done to you.
Yeah, he's really doing the 1%ers today, which we don't see very often from Adam Tippenwoody. But just this effort here with Moroney trying to clear the ball for Buffaloes, where he comes diving from. Brilliant.
Great smother.
Ball tossed in by the boundary umpire. O'Sullivan in front, gets his hand to the football, hung on to Cameron Stokes, held his ground, and a wonderful tackle. That's a tackle and a half. Well done. Correct decision by the field umpire. Cameron Stokes, take a bow. You too, left half back, grandstand side.
And to
so
not
Howard should be penalised for that.
Yeah, and it is. And to not give away the free kick in these conditions with that tackle is absolutely brilliant. That is the experience of Cameron Stokes.
And why Howard gave the free kick away, he's had the ball in his hand, and the ball was on the ground. He just left it there.
Yeah.
Well, you got your hands on it, you've got to give it back to the player, don't you?
Cameron Stokes has the ball back once again. So Cameron Stokes has taken up to the wing, grandstand side, bangs it into Daniel Motlop, which is an opposition player. He goes to Bates. Bates onto the left foot, goes right up to right half forward once again. Tim Eldridge, who's been so good, knocked off the football. Liam Patrick, clever Liam Patrick, who's got the pace. Darwin Buffaloes pushed in the back, or a high tackle, call it what you will. Buffaloes will clear inside their defensive 50.
Atkinson put his body on the line there. That was a good effort by the big man.
And then he goes short out towards Eldridge. Whistle goes. What's happened? Was it 50?
Off play, no, off play, Charlie.
Bates and Cameron Stokes are just going at each other here, and Bates has given away the free kick, and Cameron Stokes is pointing to his chin, so I'm not sure what's happened there.
Well, don't take the invitation, I can tell you that. Cam Stokes across the half-back line up towards the wing. Front position for Darwin down there was big art charge, couldn't take the mark, kicked down towards the 50-metre line. Wanderers get there a little late, not able to get their hands on the footy. The run was good for error.
That's got to be a free kick for diving at the ball. Yeah, that was really dangerous.
In these conditions, well done to the field umpire.
There was Mitchell Taylor that just dived at the ball when Erlinson took Erlinson's feet out.
So Erlinson's going to have the free kick. He's a long way outside 50. He's going to go short, down towards the 50-metre line and find a teammate down there and put it in his hands. It's Joey Collinson.
Collinson, the left footer, too far out for him to score with that heavy football, even under normal conditions, so he just goes to the top of the square. Almost swallowed that Todd Miles. Should have marked it. Ball on the ground, slipped over on the football. Wanderers working hard now. They've got to clear this ball out of defence between full-back and centre half-back. In dispute. Wanderers got to kick it off the ground. Oh, hard. Drogamulla. He is a big man. Bending over the football. Jared Stokes for Darwin Buffaloes. He can't pick the ball up. Damien Williams is in there. Kicked off the ground cleverly. Wanderers will clear, and they clear nicely through Ferreira up to the wing.
Up towards the wing, you're right, Ian. Lands on the ground. Free kick played here. Darwin's going to get it, I reckon. No, they've got to hand it over. It's still a Darwin free kick. It's in the hands there of Atkinson. Then he gave it off to the running player Moroney. Gets it up towards 50. Rain really starting to pour as the strong mark's taken there. Duncan Seaton. The rain pouring down there, Kieran.
Yeah, definitely not something I want to be playing in, not something I want to be sitting in.
Big mark out on the wing, almost taken there by Ryan O'Sullivan. Parked over the top of the footy.
Kick that out.
And the umpire's come in, had a look and says it's all okay. He did have prior opportunity to some.
He did, he just sat on it.
Ball now up in dispute. Wilson over the top, knocks the ball down hard after it is Collinson. He's dragged off the football, picked up by Cabillo. Cabillo's kick goes about 5 metres. Daniel Motlop, clever, outside, back inside to Cabillo. Cabillo up the tip and Woody, not 15, played on, goes around on the non-preferred left. Oh, Adam Tip and Woody, bad up, marking interference. Was marking interference, and it'll be a Wanderers free kick directly in front. Shannon Motlop.
Yeah, Cameron Stokes just didn't have his eye on the ball there. He was saying he was using his body, but no eyes on the ball. Free kick for the forward every time, and that Shannon Motlop should go back. But this all started on the wing with the unbelievable hand pass that Daniel Motlop got off.
He did indeed. So Motlop, so he did almost, in a de facto sense, handball to Shannon Motlop.
Just using 3 or 4 players along the way.
In between. So Shannon Motlop it will be. Shannon Motlop directly in front. This can put Wanderers further ahead. They are 2 straight. Directly in front, Motlop. Nicely done. They are 3 straight. Buffaloes 1-1-7. 6 minutes into the second term.
And Motlop goes back and kicks his second goal of the game for Wanderers, and he's just a dangerous player. As we just watched here on replay, it all started with this ball here that Daniel Motlop manages, gets his head over the ball, and the hand pass off to Seaton, who got it off to Cabillo. Wasn't called 15 here, so Adam Tippenwoody was quick to get it on into the forward line. And just watch, Cameron Stokes took his eyes off the ball and just used his body. So the free kick was there.
Running in line with the ball, if you make contact with an opponent, it should be a free kick every time. So the field umpire's got that right.
Absolutely belting down here. 3 goals, the Eagles at the 6.5 minute mark. 1-1 Darwin from the middle. Good tap down too by the Eagles there by Josh Wilson, who's been pretty good, the big man. Ball is stuck inside that centre circle. Took a while to come out. Knocked on further. Adam Tippenwoody to 50. Running over the top of the footy there was Shannon Motlop. Kick off the ground, Darwin. Now a hurried kick to the centre of the ground. Pack gets underneath it. Strong mark. Gee, that's a good mark, Josh Wilson. He's having a good match. He loves the wet. He's on his left boot. Bangs it again inside 50. Sends Wanderers down towards their forward line. Front position down there. Darwin didn't take the mark. Atkinson. They win it out wide. Hard chase from behind Alex Erlandson. Tried to get to the footy. Put the block on. Little kick off the ground. Jared Stokes sent it out wide. Hard work there for the footy was Schillerbeer. Couldn't get clear. Handball comes out again that time by Williams. Ball left on the ground. Eagles couldn't get clear with it. Darwin desperate to get the clearance away. They can't do it, Ian. Can you get it out of there for us?
It's tough in the clinches. Kicked off the ground, a little chap by Jared Stokes. I don't think I can, Charlie. They're still at it under the scoreboard. Wanderers diving over the football. The field umpire would be looking for a free kick. He's found one, and the free kick goes to Wanderers. Wanderers go to right, left half forward. Moroney under pressure, knocks the ball out. It's just so tough in the clinches. Wanderers have the football inside the corridor, close to the middle of the ground. Over the ball, the field umpire will be looking, lurking, kicked off the ground. Play on, he said. Play on, called the umpire. Out it comes, no mark, and it's pushing the back, surely. And it was a push in the back. Well done, field umpire Mark Noonan. And we've got the free kick, and it might go to Daniel Motlop.
Sabika was just a little bit over-jealous then, so I think it's Nook Mansell's free kick here.
Nook Mansell, well, Nook Mansell will swing onto the left foot, goes out wide, picks up a teammate under the scoreboard. 1-1-7 Buffaloes, Wanderers 3 straight 18. 8 minutes into the second term.
Kick deep to the down in the second term. Good punch at the back there was Hollyman. Could have really marked that. Decided not to. Nook Mansell went in. Got it towards Liam Patrick. Got in some clearance, Patrick. Dropped it on the right boot. Down towards the goal square. At the back there was Stokes, Cam Stokes. Forced towards the boundary line by Adam Tippenwoody. Little as he is, he just forced beat Chris Williams to the boundary line and threw him over the boundary line in the end.
And he was only going one way, and that was the boundary line then, Chris Williams. He disguised it well.
Ball tossed in by the boundary umpire. Now the Buffaloes need to clear the football. Clever kick off the ground, but only as far as Cabillo. Cabillo up and under. Can they shepherd it through? Liam Patrick in the goal square. Cameron Stokes. It's a war down there. Cameron Stokes has taken on the rest under huge amounts of pressure. A rush behind, and it is Wanderers, their first blemish. 3-1-19.
Yeah, he was looking for the line there, Cameron Stokes, under so much pressure. Buffalo's back line at the moment.
Tiny win then for the Buffaloes to keep Wanderers down to just the 1 point. They let the ball behind here. Here's Liam Patrick into space again. Got a scrambly old kick forward. Plenty of Darwin players in defence over the top.
He's got to get rid of it.
He's parked over the top of it. Gee, he's going to be pinged. He made no effort. He just sat over the top of the footy and happy to take it, Shannon Motlop.
That is a great call by the umpire. He had made no attempt whatsoever, Charlie, and Shannon Motlop, being experienced as he is, didn't go in and rush into his back or anything like that, just held him up because he knew Timmy Eldridge was not going to knock that ball out because there were so many Wanderers players surrounding the ball.
Has 2 already, Shannon Motlop. This won't bother him, directly out in front. Geez, a handy player for the Eagles, isn't he?
And he was going to retire since he's come back. He's always on the board,
Yep.
2 or 3 goals a game.
Straight out in front, drops it, bangs away with the left boot, and he might have just got it in, I reckon. Made the goal umpire work, but the goal's there nevertheless.
Yeah, just the kick out from Buffaloes put themselves under pressure. The kick out from Cameron Stokes, and Christopher Williams dropped it. And Eldridge went sliding in and was playing for the free kick. As you just see Eldridge here complaining to his other teammates, but just experience. Shannon Motlop just stood on him and held the jumper and didn't get in his back, and the free kick was there every day of the week. Great call.
Almost 11 minutes gone. Scoreboard 4-1, the Eagles leading Darwin 1-1.
Well, Josh Wilson's relinquished the ruck work, but in goes John O'Miles, and up against him will be Ryan O'Sullivan. So a couple of giants in the middle, both around 2 metres tall. O'Sullivan about 10 kilograms heavier. Not sure it's going to count under these conditions. Up they go, and it was O'Sullivan over the top. Gets the ball down to Wills. Wills gets the clearance inside forward 50, over the back, running hard into the football. Kick off the ground under huge amounts of pressure. Out of bounds on the full. He thinks it is. And running back, that might be Daniel Motlop. Geez, covering a bit of territory. Motlop gets the football, kicks it in the leading direction of Darwin Ferreira. And I reckon he's dabbed down over the ground, out of bounds on the full too. So that boundary umpire's been on the ball.
He
and
has.
It'll be a Buffalo kick. Jalen Clark hasn't had a touch.
And that'll be 50.
That is stupid. That is just such silly football. Wanderers well on top, and Ferreira will give away a goal.
That's a brain snap. Surely that's a brain snap, just doing that. I mean, that's giving Jaden Clark within range now, who was never going to be within range. They get one on the board here. That's awful play by Darwin Ferreira.
Well, Ferreira owes Wanderers a couple of goals, whether he kicks this or not, because they had the momentum, Wanderers. Jalen Clark, left of centre, 45-degree angle, a right footer, opens it up, and unfortunately for him, misses to the near side. Buffaloes claw their way one behind closer.
Yeah, just very unlucky there, but lucky for Darwin Ferreira, because you're right, Wanderers have the momentum here.
Daniel Motlop to the back pocket. Eagles can bring it away now, up towards the wing. Big fly at the back there, might have been Savika with the punch at the footy. Ball stayed in the field of play. What a pickup by Bates. He's caught in the tackle, got the handball away as he went to ground. Savika involved again, not able to get it out. Some assistance in there, Elijah Ware. Now Savika gets it, gets onto the right boot, sends it down toward the forward line. Plenty of Eagles back in defence. Great mark taken there, and handball given on quickly by Stephen Miles. Ball left on the ground. The tackle by Troy Taylor was a beauty. Ball still left on the ground, goes out wide towards the boundary line. Mitchell Taylor held without the footy. Umpire ignored all of that, pushed over the boundary line and out of play. It is tough going, Tash.
Good call, Charlie. That was a great call in there. The tackling was ferocious, and Daniel Motlop's gone back to the back line. He's probably having one of his best games of the season, Daniel Motlop, in these conditions. We just watch on the replay that just the effort going in, just the ferocious tackling.
Daniel Weecher in a spot of bother down there for Wanderers. He'll be a big miss if he's left out. Ball tossed owned by the boundary umpire, taken high. Field umpire didn't see that. Academy Award. Can't get Academy Award free kicks here. And that was just poor play in defence, and Wanderers will get the clearance. A bit fortunate there. All dressed up, nowhere to go. Kicks only as far as Joey Collinson. Now Collinson would struggle normally, but he does it beautifully. He gets it inside, and Chris Williams, a bigger man, stronger man, right footer, directly in front, but man on the mark, 40 metres from goal.
And he's had a great game so far, Christopher Williams. He's kicked a goal already. Go back to try and slot his second.
Sees the distance is okay. Williams kicks it, just lands on the line to the right of centre. And Buffaloes again, they're still within striking distance, 14 minutes into the second term.
They're peppering their goals here. They're wasting their opportunities. Kieran?
Yeah, well, kicking accuracy has been a big downside for Buffaloes this season. You can't think the rain will help that.
And it's still pouring rain here, and plenty of it. Daniel Motlop kicks to himself and then sends a wobbly old kick out towards the 50 underneath the Xavier Cabillo, left it behind. Give it to me, says the opposite number 1, Matt Campbell. Got to the footy and then was grabbed high, I reckon.
Didn't he play that really well? I think it was holding without the ball. He got rid of the ball very quickly, and Mitchell Taylor just went in for the tackle.
Campbell straight off to Shillabia. They got to him. He got the kick down towards the kick-off line, but running out and taking a strong mark is Braden McLean for the Eagles.
Love him, Braden McLean, fullback. It's on offer. He'll just try and whack it outside defensive 50. Favours the grandstand side. Running hard over the top there was Alex Erlinson. Couldn't take the mark. No wonder under these conditions. It's pretty wet, pretty slippery. O'Sullivan somehow gets it out to Miles. Miles kicked into the man. Couldn't do any good. Picked up Jared Stokes. Jared Stokes weaves some magic, young man, and he did.
Oh, what a goal in these conditions. Jared Stokes, he's had a ripper of a season for Buffaloes this season. It's good to see as we watch on replay. Here, just front and centre, the ball comes to ground. The big guys are fighting for it. Gets a kick away. Good hands out the back, and in these conditions, he just snaps it on the foot, gets it through the goals. Buffaloes really needed that goal. Gets him within 3 goals. Just look at the rain here, teeming down. These conditions, I'm glad I'm up here with the towel over my legs.
Incessant rain hasn't stopped. Really poured just before the game. Eased off just a little bit, as Kieran Davis told us, but it's got heavy again. This time of the year, you expect plenty of it. That's a good tap out of the middle. John O'Miles doing it for the Eagles. Opposite number 23 on it, Josh Shavika sends it down to half forward. Mark taken in defence there for the Eagles. Nothing on offer at the moment. Nothing in the middle. Nothing down the line. Not sure where he's going to go. This is Moroney. His kick is all right. Gets over the top. That's worked out okay. Back player there is Hollyman for the Buffaloes. Gets the kick up towards the wing. Good strong mark taken there by Darwin. They bring it back in field, but cutting it off, Adam Tippenwoody. Has it out on the wing for the Eagles. Gets onto the right boot. Pumps it into no man's land. Lands on the ground. Plenty of players come from defence. Safika is one of them. Handball was clever. Linked it up there to Chris Atkinson. His kick wasn't good enough. Gave it off to Xavier Cabillo. They got to him and nailed him and put him to ground. And the whistle's gone. It's going to be a free kick to Darwin. Cabillo, son of Ponce, had nowhere to go.
Joey Collinson has the ball. Slightly favouring grandstand side. Backward of the wing. Buffaloes, they've got the last goal. They have the momentum now. Goes to left half forward. The defence, Nook Mansell, couldn't quite take it. Clever by Troy Taylor. Troy Taylor, nowhere to go. Daniel Seaton, he is wrapped up by about 3 plays. Didn't have the ball, I reckon. And Daniel Seaton will hold. No, it's not Seaton. But another man who's played pretty well today, and that's Tyler Brimacombe. Brimacombe, rangy lad, Charlie.
Yeah, isn't he?
Yeah.
Reminds me of the Cruz, David Cruz.
David Cruz. Brimacombe kicks the ball up toward the wing, in front, big Shillabia. One grab, 2 grabs. Yeah. Well done, it was a great mark, and Shillabia has it for the Buffaloes.
Wheels onto the right boot and pumps it up towards 50. Got it over the back. Gee, waiting back there, almost able to take the mark was Phillip Wills. He'll get a chance on the clean-up. Phillip Wills gets there, goes to ground with it, gets out toward Campbell. Free kick on. It's going to go to Wills.
He put his body over the ball week in, week out, in whatever conditions. This guy is one of the best players to pull on a jumper for the Buffaloes, I reckon. Just a great captain and very courageous.
Might have been Stephen Miles, I reckon, that have infringed. Campbell went straight to him and had a chat to him about having a shot for goal, and really he should, because they've kicked the last goal.
Yeah, they've swung back the momentum, which is really good to Buffaloes as the rain dies down again, just as he's going for his shot on goal.
So we'll stay with him. Gets onto the right boot. A kick's going to be poor. Out to the right, misses everything out of bounds on the full. Poor result.
Yeah, very poor result from the captain there.
And another stat for Daniel Motlop. He's getting his troops to move to the scoreboard boundary. Kicks well outside defensive 50. Over the back, Buffaloes have it again. In they go. Jared Stokes kicked the last goal. Goes inside forward 50. And once again, I don't know whether luck's a fortune or whether he's just got that magic touch today, but a lovely mark in there to Ben Archett.
Yeah, and he's going to go back, and he should slot this. We could just see the rain sort of died down again.
Can bring them within 4 points. Ben Archett hasn't kicked a goal. Kicks on goal this time. Michael Long learning centre end does it, and does it beautifully. So Buffaloes, they are within 4 points.
They've just wrestled back that momentum. Wanderers had it in the first 10 minutes of this quarter, and in the last 9.5 minutes, Buffaloes have really pegged back and They've got within 4 points. So we have a game on here. It's a ripper of a game. The conditions are not suited for footy, but both teams are enjoying it and they're starting to play to their conditions, and the rain has really eased up at the moment as well.
So Darwin now have their third goal, 3-3 to 4-1. So just 4 points the difference. It was 5 points at quarter time in favour of Wanderers. So the Buffaloes reduced the margin by the solitary point. Ball up in the middle. And good tap out there by he's a hard worker, Josh Wilson, isn't he? Darwin trying to run the ball out of the middle. Finishes up with Eldridge. Pumps it down towards half forward. Ball cut off back there by Brimacombe, who Ian mentioned before. Busy player. Will go short over the top. Kick wasn't good enough. Let Darwin in. And that's that man running forward, Timmy Eldridge, overran the footy. Old top knot gets it, goes to ground. They hit him and gave away a free kick. He's drawn a free and he's had a few of them.
Reckon it was a high tackle, too far out to score. Tim Eldridge, left half forward, so he just goes over and in toward the big contingent of Buffaloes down there. Running hard, Troy Taylor, he's a wonderful player when he's on song, former Southern Districts forward. And
got to get rid of that.
In dispute. Give it to me, says field umpire Simon Walker. 35 metres around from the Buffalo goal, hard up against the boundary line, left half forward, Michael Long learning centre end, Charlie King.
Big jump from the side came in there. That was Edwards Clark for Darwin. Knocked it. Pack of players get around Todd Miles. And even he couldn't break that. Big and strong as he is.
They're not happy with Todd Miles here. They've kicked the ball while he was on the ground into him. And they're just giving him a bit of a hard time at the moment.
Like a couple of fleas on a dog there. They wouldn't let him out. Out of the pack, snapped by Darwin here. That was Bradley Stokes, high and up and under. It's a dangerous ball, lands on the ground, gives Archard a chance. Overran the footy. Wanderers come away with it. Kick that didn't go anywhere, still lands on the ground. Campbell looking for it, couldn't get it. Wanderers clear. Kick out towards their 50-metre defensive. Darwin meet it there and a little kick inside 50.
Shillabir it was, kicks it inside 50.
Chris Williams, I think that is.
There's a player now lining up. He laid it off. Shillabir, the bigger man, kicks on goal and he misses to the near side. So they're still peppering away. Buffaloes now they are within 3 points.
Yeah, I think Wanderers are looking to. We've got a few tired players out here at half time, but they really need to watch out because Buffalo's momentum is really swinging in their favour.
Daniel Motlop to bring it back into play out towards defensive 50, waiting at the back. Simon Bates hasn't had much of it. They've closely watched him. He pushed his way through that time. Xavier Cabillo, good second effort from him. They put him to ground. Half kick there was managed by Troy Taylor, lands on the ground, tackling. Nothing to come out of all of that. Sabika goes in and pushes them all away.
Yeah, get a little bit fiery here. The umpire, Ashley Manakaris, is just trying to tell him to cool down.
Just a bit of gentle pushing like the boxing bout we saw at the Adelaide Oval last night, Ian.
Yeah, it was, wasn't it? And that's the big Savika, nose over the football. Equally, Davin Ferreira, he owes Wanderers something. Gave away a 50-metre penalty earlier in the day with just an undisciplined act and hasn't repaid that yet. Tossed up quickly by the field umpire. Out to Eldridge, been terrific. Eldridge kicks under pressure, up and under in the direction down there of Big O'Sullivan, but O'Sullivan couldn't take the mark. Over the football, Leslie Moroney, they jumped over him, that was okay. Picked up Damien Williams for Buffaloes. Big bodies going in there hard and fast, and it was just wonderful football. Elijah Ware hasn't had much of it, but his body's big. There's Ware once again, gets it out in the Matthew Campbell direction. What can you do? Campbell kicks to the top of the square. Miles couldn't take the mark, tapped it off the ground. Miles' second effort pretty good. They'll be in front. They are in front, the Buffaloes. Todd Miles, goal.
You could just see them coming and coming and coming. Their work rate has picked up in the last 5 to 6 minutes, Buffaloes, as we watch on the replay here. Look at the effort by Elijah Ware. Gets it out to Matty Campbell on the outside. Look at this pickup. Picks it up, gets it on the left boot, is looking for big Todd Miles, gets the ball to ground. Good effort here. The second effort to get back in for a big man. He just threw Daniel Motlop off the ball, picks it up, gets it on the right boot, and goal. What a goal. Good team goal.
Good strong play, Miles. He's been very, very important and very good for the Buffaloes. So they'll ball it up in the middle. Darwin get there first with the tap, knocked to ground. Eagles come over the top, nothing coming out of there. Try to go in and ball it up again. So they've got their noses in front, Darwin. 5-3 to 4-4 rather, to 4-1. So 8 shots to 5. Fair indication of the match. Umpire Noonan to throw it up. So underneath it all there was O'Sullivan for Darwin, didn't get it. Wanderers trying to bring it out through Joe Walsh. He can't get out. Now it's knocked out wide. And in the way there, Cam Stokes got it on the right boot, kicked it to the centre of the ground. Wills overrun the footy, left it behind, gave a chance to Daniel Motlop, kicks it out wide. Xavier Cabillo a chance here. Nook Mansell running for him. Oh, they barreled him. That was Cam Stokes come in really hard.
And he's won the free kick as well, Cameron Stokes. He had 3 Wanderers players to take on, and he wins the ball.
Terrific play from inspirational stuff, Ian.
Yeah, it certainly was Cameron Stokes, and we expect no less of him. And Daniel Motlop takes the mark between wing and half-back grandstand side.
I reckon that's the 3rd time Cameron Stokes has hit Daniel Motlop on the chest.
Maybe they're waxing. We'll see where Motlop kicks it. Closing in on half-time. Buffaloes by 3 points. Motlop just kicks more in hope than anything else. I suppose under these circumstances there's not much you can do. Bit of a push out, and Big O'Sullivan has the free kick, left half-back grandstand side for Buffaloes.
Big Rhino, he's going to go across field. Now he comes back onto the right boot. He goes, chips it to only Wanderers there. That's Aaron Motlop, kick inside 50, rolls clear. Hard running in defence, Kevin Moroney towards the boundary line. They want out of bounds, the Eagles. They're calling for it. Moroney looks up, worried look on his face.
He was only going one way there.
And the siren brings it to an end. Gee, it was a good late comeback by the Buffaloes. They lead at the big break, 28-25.
Yeah, what a quarter. Buffaloes just swung back that momentum after it was in Wanderers' favour, and what a ripper of a game we have on here. I'm looking forward to the second half. There's some tired and weary players out there that were really looking forward to the halftime break.
So it was a turnaround of 8 points because the Eagles led by 5 points at quarter time, 2 goals to 1-1. But they were outscored in that quarter. 3 goals, 3 they kicked. Darwin to 2 goals, 1 Wanderers, and they bring the margin to a 3-point lead. So at half-time, it's the Buffaloes 4-4, leading Wanderers 4-1.
Local knowledge is important, and with a 15% online discount, it's now easier to get TIO comprehensive car insurance. TIOFI.com.au. TIO, we're for Territorials.
Life, so full of surprises. But you don't want a headache to be one of them. Get Panadol Rapid from Chemist Warehouse. It's absorbed 2 times faster than regular Panadol tablets, so you won't miss life's special moments. Panadol Rapid. When pain is gone, life takes its place. Available at Chemist Warehouse for the lowest prices guaranteed. Intersport, new concept store, now open in Casuarina Square. Come in and check out a world-class shopping experience. Dedicated sports zones, men's performance, lifestyle, basketball, all new women's zone from running to yoga, and Intersport Kids Zone, all ages, performance footwear and apparel, plus the new dedicated football zone, all year for all codes. For awesome service and advice, come in and see us. The all-new Intersport concept store, Casuarina Square.
Time to escape, cause I'm in need of warmer weather. Sail upon the stream to find there's someplace better. And I'm blue and far and wide.
Great Northern Brewing Co., the beer from up here. A wet season day, 19th of February 1942. Imagine 188 enemy aircraft in an attack on Darwin that left hundreds of servicemen and civilians dead. Take time to remember and honour those who fell. Stand proudly alongside veterans at the cenotaph and commemorate the 75th anniversary of the bombing of Darwin. 9:30 a.m. Sunday the 19th of February.
Introducing Southern Cross Television's NTFL broadcast partners. TIO, we're for Territorians. Kennard's Hire, making your job easy.
In the AFL, Tash, what do you make of that?
Oh, they'll have to bring it in if if the women play anything like they did last night. That it's only fair, isn't it?
Yeah, they actually. I just got a text from Michael Solomon telling us that the television audience last night, 896,000.
Wow.
Yeah,
watching that match.
So 896,000. I always wondered if I wasn't watching, would it be 895,999?
Probably, yeah. Were you watching?
No.
It was a great turnout, but two of the biggest clubs too, Charlie. I mean, with the crowd as well. Two of the biggest followings as well, and go back an awful long time. So I think that's what encouraged those numbers as well. So let's hope that it stays those sort of numbers and consistency.
Yeah, I think you'll get a fairly big television audience for it. I'm not sure you'll get sell-out crowds at the ground itself.
I know they're up in arms saying that they need to move it to bigger grounds, but again, I think that was in Victoria. It was old Princess Park, I think it was. It was like the 80s back in their heyday with the grandstand rocking.
I'd rather see, Natasha, a big crowd at a small ground than a puny crowd.
Yeah, I'm with you.
At a big venue.
I'm with you, but again, that both massive teams, Victoria will get out to anything. It's just that the 24,500, I hope they don't pin everything on those expectations because they're going to let a lot of people down. And it's good to see that our girls are 4 are missing out today. I think named emergency. Abby Holmes, Sophie Armstitch, Jasmine Anderson, and Lauren O'Shea. They're actually emergencies.
Taylor Thorne's in.
She's in. Taylor Thorne's in. Sally
Heather
Riley,
Anderson.
Angie, Heather Anderson, Angie Foley, Stevie Lee Thompson are in the team. So
it's good.
Yeah, four have made it, and four are sitting out this week. So
Anderson, you would expect will get a game sooner or later.
She's a good player, and she.
Yeah.
Hey, see if you can pick up Daniel Wheatrip, because he was off for a fair bit of the time during that quarter, and he's a real crucial player.
Yeah, and Shannon Motlop's gone straight back into the midfield. When that momentum worked in Buffalo's favour, Shannon was on the bench, so I'm not sure if he had a bit of a niggling injury and had to come from the ground, but it's good to see him back straight into the midfield as well.
So the second half about to get underway here at the TIO Stadium. It's a 3-point lead to the Buffaloes, 4-4 to Wanderers, 4-1 after Wanderers led by 5 points at quarter time. The Buffaloes, in about 8 to 10 minutes of spirited footy, put their noses in front and set themselves up for a pretty important second half here. Tash Medbury is with me down on the boundary line. Kieran Davis with us as well. But Ian Butterworth is about to get us underway. Second half of the match in round 16 of the NTFL between the Eagles and the Buffs.
Q3 it is. It's Ryan O'Sullivan, Darwin Buffaloes. He's up against Josh Wilson. Up they go. O'Sullivan it was. He's done so well. Get down to Miles, working his way into the game. He's a crucial player for Darwin Buffaloes, Todd Miles. The clearance, we haven't quite got the clearance yet. Off the ground cleverly. Well done. Off the ground again, Shannon Motlop. And running hard at the football, Simon Bates, courageous. Still, Tim Eldridge, one of the better players on the ground. Troy Taylor gets the ball out to Cabillo. Cabillo to big Josh Wilson. Josh Wilson will be dragged. That was almost Tim Eldridge, who's the smallest man on the ground, and he just dragged the biggest bloke, wasn't he?
And Joshua Wilson, absolutely fantastic season he has had for Wanderers. Yes. Playing a lone role in the ruck, especially when VB's not playing.
Yes, he does very well. There's no doubt about it. Here's the throw in. And he didn't have to get hands on that. At the back was Todd Miles, gathered by the Eagles this time. Kicked forward there by Ferreira down towards the half-forward line. Gathered in by Aaron Motlop's had a little quiet today. Kicks it down the forward line. Eagles there on the charge. Xavier Cabillo got there, and he'd have picked that up and kicked the goal, but the whistle gave the free kick to the Eagles. So they'll have a shot. Wanderers from almost directly out in front.
Just trying to pick up who that player, 28, Drogamola.
It's a big Hugo Drogamola. I don't know what's his kicking like, Tash.
Oh, in these conditions, he might just make it. Liam Patrick's on the goal square, so anything can happen. He's got an X factor about him, been a bit quiet so far.
Patrick's telling him where to go. Between the big sticks, he said, and he's gone there and they're right on the line. They've touched it. He didn't quite get the distance.
Quick play the ball. Buffaloes bring it in the Eldridge direction. Didn't quite make him, but his second effort was terrific. Outside defensive 50. Favours the grandstand side. Only as far as McLean. McLean taken high. Play on called the umpire. And a pretty impressive Brimacombe for Wanderers. He has the football, but a more impressive Jared Stokes. Stokes into a 2-on-1. Ball on the ground. Damien Williams. Clever. Got to be good here to Taylor, and he sits on the football. What's going to happen? The ball's coming out. Damien Williams kicked off the ground. They'll clear. No, they won't. Brimacombe it is. Has the football pushed in the back. Play on called the umpire. Matthew Campbell will kick a goal. Surely will kick a goal. No, he won't. He'll kick it out of bounds.
And he had a player on, a forward line player there that's pleading with Matty Campbell that he should have just dropped it short.
Chance, didn't they?
Yeah, wasted opportunity gone there.
I'll tell you something, Jared Stokes a minute ago, his inspired play, and there it's infectious. Darwin are really switched on here. They're going to have a real dig at this. They realise that their chances of playing finals footy might rely on the next 20 minutes of footy. Back towards the boundary line they go. They're deep in attack here, Darwin. Handball comes out in the direction of Philip Wills. He went with it, turned it straight over. Wanderers with the kick from the half-back line out towards the wings, pretty good. Little push at the back. Liam Patrick will get there first. Did it well. Handball to Xavier Cabillo. Left it behind. Went back Xavier Cabillo. Got it this time. Kicked it down towards half forward. Dropping back underneath the footy. Chris Atkinson takes a strong mark across half-back.
Been very good, Atkinson. Cross half-back he is. Favours the scoreboard side. Kicks it in the direction of O'Sullivan. Over his head. Miles and O'Sullivan are working beautifully in tandem. Miles picks it up. Left half forward. Over the back. All Buffalo. Picked up Wills. Wills inside. Picks up Stokes, and Stokes takes the mark 30 metres from goal. Runs a couple of metres and should nail it, and does.
And that's his second goal of the game for Buffaloes. Great goal, and a name that will probably feature tonight in their team of the century, I think, is the last name Stokes. He's from a very good family, I think, the Stokes family.
Steve, Don, Dennis, all Stokes.
Yep, they've all played really well, and Cameron played for Hawthorn, as we know, unlucky to not play in the 2008 Grand Final. Good spot up there by Philip Wills as well. They wasted an opportunity about a minute ago, and they pegged that one back. So Wanderers really need to turn the tables here, because Buffaloes have all the momentum and it's working in their favour. Their work rate is very high at the moment.
5-4 versus 4-2. Buffaloes in front, ball up. They didn't get the tap out. It was a nothing event. Adam Tippermoody comes away with it after Simon Bates left it behind, kicked up the half forward. Aaron Motlop took his eye off the footy, now went back and got it, gets onto his right boot, kicks it around his body, sets it up in the goal square front position. They've left it behind. The Eagles could have got it, they didn't get it. Big Drogamola kicked out by Timothy Eldridge was pretty good, getting in the way. Simon Bates, handball, farmed it out wide. Little kick comes back in over the top into the hands of Ferreira, who gave away that horrible free kick early on, kicks down towards the forward line. Loose ball picked up, snap from directly out in front, misses everything. Big Hugo kicks it out on the full.
Yeah, he's apologising to some of his small forwards there. I think Simon Bates was running past. Just let him know that maybe he should have dished that one off.
Gee, Cameron Stokes doesn't mind throwing the body around. He'll enjoy the ice bath tonight.
That crash and bash, isn't it?
It certainly is for him. Kicks outside forward 50. Ferreira taken high, play on called the umpire in the marking contest. Wanderers working overtime. Nook Mansell. There he is again. That's Cameron Stokes right at the bottom of the pack, using the body. And the field umpire said, give it to me. Simon Walker on the 50-metre line, 50-metre arc. Wanderers deep in attack. Good players there. Liam Patrick is in there. Shannon Motlop is in there. Nook Mansell. Davin Ferreira owes them a couple of goals. Giving directions. 35 metres around from the goal. Michael Long learning centre end. Grandstand side. In they go. O'Sullivan in front. Gets the ball down in the direction. Here they go. Picked up, turning around was Cabillo. Been busy. Xavier Cabillo up and under. But what else can he do? Drogamola, and it'll be a free kick. And the free kick will go to Darwin in defence, and the Buffaloes hold them up once again.
Atkinson again, hasn't he been brilliant?
He's good. Chris Atkinson, this kick is okay. Out towards the half-back line. They have front position. Handball straight to Todd Miles. Couldn't control it. Had a little bit too much on it from Joey Collinson. And it spilled over the boundary line and went out of play. So 5-4 Darwin, 4-1 Wanderers.
Charlie, the collective now for Miles, we've got Todd Miles, we've got Stephen Miles, and we've got John O. Miles. The collective now for Miles might be a kilometre of miles.
Very good. That's very good. High kick here. Up towards the wing. Pack gets underneath it. Oh, Mitch Taylor with the tap down straight into the hands of Xavier Kabila. He's been really busy. Kick from half forward down towards the 50-metre line. Rolls towards the boundary line. Again, it goes out. What is the attraction over on that far side of the ground in that area? There's a magnet there. What's going on out there, Kieran?
I'm feeling a bit lonely over here. I think it might be because there is a lot of standing water on the grandstand side of the ground. They want to be avoiding that.
Tossed in by the boundary umpire, 50 metres around. Wanderers deep in attack. They've been in attack like in the first quarter, but can't make the most of it. But suddenly the Buffaloes clear, and they clear right up to the wing under the scoreboard. 5-4-34 Buffaloes. Wanderers 4-2-26. It's the Buffaloes by 8 points.
Yeah, Brimacombe has a free kick there.
Brimacombe did have a free kick, but he just turned it over, straight turned it over to Tasha. And what Buffaloes, once again, getting out in the Shillabeer direction. He's a big man, Shillabeer. It's a one-on-one. You would expect the big man in the strength with, but well done to McLean. McLean gets it out to Brimacombe. Brimacombe, he gets it further out and goes to a teammate, and it finishes it up with Tippenwoody. Tippenwoody just backward to the scoreboard.
Adam Tippenwoody. So you can't miss him with the fluorescent boots on.
He's a beauty.
Kick. Down to Shannon Motlop, plays on quickly. The busy Xavier Kabilo. He left it behind because they come hard at him. Todd Miles was one of them. Ball left on the ground. Little kick comes out by Bates up towards the centre of the ground. Lands on the edge of the square. A long way back. Timothy Eldridge ran in looking for it. Good work, Nook Mansell. Gave the handball around the corner. Found Ferreira. Kicked it up forward into the forward line. Bouncing ball out there in front of Hugo Drogamuller. Couldn't get it. Forced towards the boundary line and out of play deliberately, says the Wanderers player. Throw it in, says the umpire.
Yeah, they've been asking for a deliberate out of bounds all game, and they haven't got one yet, so I think they just need to play the ball and don't worry about trying to get the free kick.
So throw in there on that far side of the ground where it's been stuck for most of the match, which I still can't work out why. It's left on the ground. He was running hard at it, was Timothy Eldridge, but Todd Miles got it and forced it up further upfield in the direction there of O'Sullivan. O'Sullivan got it, had a chance to give the handball to Hollyman, went himself with the kick, knocked away by Tippenwoody down there. Again, Xavier Kabilo doing some hard work. This time gathered in Joey Collinson, got a kick and turned it over. Wanderers with it on the wing.
It was big Wilson. Wilson gets it to centre half forward. Mark taken. Cross they go. Outside of play, and it's Howard. Robert Howard kicked a goal in the first quarter. Looking forward for Ferreira. Ferreira beaten pointlessly by Jalen Clark. Ferreira gets it in his second effort, very good. It got taken high but ducked the head, and then that time it was taken high, fair and square. And Davin Ferreira too far out to score. Left half forward on the boundary line. Michael Long, learning centre end, takes the free kick.
Lucky to get away with that, Davin Ferreira.
Indeed he was.
Oh, good work on the mark.
And then out of play. And touched.
So it's a very heavy legs, Charlie, with the amount of rain, and we just watched there that he ducked once, he shimmied, and he was just falling, just lost his footing to win that free kick.
Throw in here inside 50. Eagles have it where they want it, but they want it between the big sticks at the moment. They trail 5-4 to 4-1. 10 minutes gone, third term. Scoop out. There's going to be a free kick. Darwin will get it inside defensive 50. Todd Miles onto the right boot, he goes. Big kick out towards the boundary line, gets over the top, rolls towards the boundary line, again out of play.
It's not out of bounds. The boundary umpire hasn't called it. Now it is. It was sitting right on the boundary line, Charlie.
Right.
It was hatching.
Yeah, it was sitting.
Good work by the boundary umpire, and I'll toss the ball back in at the interchange areas, grandstand side, halfway through this third quarter. Tossed in by the boundary umpire, over the back Miles, over the back Motlop. Motlop, that's Shannon with the football under his nose. He's running hard at the ball as you would normally expect him to do. Picked up Darwin Buffaloes. That time it was Zane Clark Edwards. Haven't seen much of him. Running hard at the ball again, Archard. Archard kicks the ball under a bit of pressure, kicks the ball out of bounds on the full, and it will be relieved. And the relieving player there in defence will be Braden McLean for Wanderers. Left half back grandstand side, McLean. shots on offer. Not much they're going to bang it forward. They need to get it up forward. Up they go. Daniel Motlop over the back. Pretty clever. Knocks the ball out of bounds. And it was out of bounds in between the interchange areas about 40 seconds ago, Charlie. See if you can get it further.
and it's bucketing down again. The rain's really tumbling down again as well.
We get a spell in the rain during the half-time break, which is nice. But raining here and heavy. Been raining for most of the match. Throw-in's a pretty good one too. Boundary umpire doing a good job. Hurried kick away by the Eagles. Up towards the very busy Xavier Cabillo. Nearly got another possession. Hildridge wins it from him though. Thumps it up towards their half-forward line. Front position at the footy. They didn't complete the mark. Daniel Motlop with a little topo kicks it out of bounds on the full. And the free kick here to the Darwin Buffaloes. They bring it back into play. This might be Zane Edwards-Clark. Another touch from him, quite as Tash said. Kick up towards the very fast-running Jared Stokes. He's got a couple of goals in this match. Hard work, Philip Wheels caught in the tackle. Spillage comes to half-forward. They're on the charge here, Darwin. Handball gets out wide. Now lands to Nook Mansell. He was hit high. No free kick, says the umpire. Bumping, pushing, getting away with the handball almost to Jared Stokes. Couldn't get it. Kick comes out of the pack, out to the left, through for a minor score. Darwin working hard, end result a minor score.
Yeah, that was Chris Williams that got that kick out of the pack there. But Jared Stokes is working overtime in this quarter for Buffaloes.
Didn't he start terrifically well at the top of the quarter?
He just goes 100 miles an hour no matter where the ball is.
Braden McLean kicks it outside defensive 50, no mean feet. Troy Taylor in front, couldn't take the mark, taken high, play uncalled the umpire, ball in dispute. Give it to me, said the man in green and grey, and it's about 49 metres around from the Buffalo goal. It's the airport end of the ground, grandstand side. Buffalo's leading by 8 points, so the even contest so far. The two number 11s taken high, and he actually slid into him. Well done. He got it right, the field umpire. Running hard is Seedon. Seedon gets the ball up to left half forward. Over the back, couldn't take the mark. Probably dropped what he certainly should have taken. Was Dean Hollyman. Hasn't made too many errors. But it'll be a Buffalo free kick. Shannon Motlop. There's a player in the middle, ignores him.
There's no one in the forward line, deep forward.
So he's got to go across play in the Duncan Seedon direction. But he's gone further than Seedon, and it was a pretty good and well-educated kick. Picks up Bates, I reckon that might be. Bates kicks it inside forward 50, but to no one in particular, and Big Archer takes the relieving mark for the Buffaloes.
And he comes out even further. Gives it to Elijah Ware. Had quite a distinguished career in the SANFL, didn't he? He did. His kick wasn't real good, made it difficult for Maroney.
He got too close to the boundary line then, Maroney. He didn't make it any easier for Elijah Ware. In these conditions, that had to be a pinpoint pass.
Jogamola now pumps it inside 50. Has half a dozen players underneath the footy. Aaron Motlop picks it up first time, then goes with the left foot, snaps it, goal. Don't tell me he's kicked the goal. That's an inspirational goal from Aaron Motlop. What a beauty.
That's a captain's goal. Great goal. Got it on the left foot. Heavily bandaged right knee there. He's been out a lot of the games this season because of that knee injury. Come back through the Division 1. We watched him play a couple of times pre-games. Just a long kick in here, and he just starts running to the back of the pack now. And he gets behind the pack, and you see him just pick up the ball. 1-2. Gets it on the left. And it bounces through. That's a clever goal. Aaron Motlop is a clever player, and that's why he was one of the ones named in the Wanderers team of the century last Saturday night.
So it'll be Archard and Miles to do the deed in the middle of the ground. Tossed up by the field umpire. Up they go. Archard won it against the taller man, running hard at the football. Ferreira can't doubt his courage and endeavour. He picked up that time and kicked it forward, and that was Shillabia. Buffaloes well in attack. They need to get this because they only lead now by 2 points. Comes outside the 50, picked up Simon Bates. Bates run in his full measure. Kicks across the face of goal, looking for a teammate. Poor kick, puts him under pressure out there, and it'll be cleared by the Buffaloes, but only as far as big John Miles. Miles whacks it off the ground cleverly, picked up Eldridge. Eldridge is wrapped up in the tackle, in the centre square, in the corridor, and the field umpire Simon Bates said, give it to me, under the scoreboard. 15 and a half minutes into the third term, Wanderers by Buffaloes by 2 points.
Sustained pressure from the Buffaloes, but you just get the feeling right now Wanderers are starting to wake up to this and respond. That goal was pretty good for them. Handball came out, Matty Campbell turned it over though, straight to Drogamola out on the wing, gave it across to Adam Tippenwoody one way and then the other, banged with the left boot, down towards the 50, front position is Xavier Kabila. What a quarter he's having. Terrific play from him, he's trapped over the footy. He can't come out. He's had a dozen possessions in this quarter.
Between him, it's like Xavier Kabila and Jared Stokes are trying to compete who's the best in this quarter. Brilliant games.
At centre-half forward this time, Wanderers are working hard to keep it down inside their forward line. Buffalo defence, Savika runs his full measure, hasn't got a left foot, kicks it on the outside of the right, up there, Motlop unceremoniously dumped. Daniel Motlop, you cannot ever doubt his endeavour. He is terrific, adjacent to the scoreboard, and we are 16 and a half minutes into the third term.
Such a clever player, and he can pluck anything out of nothing sometimes, Daniel Motlop.
He should write a book, I reckon, The Tricks of Daniel Motlop. Be about 100 pages, I reckon. This race is to the boundary line, seen safely over out there by Drogamola and with him Joey Collinson. What do you made of Collinson's game, Tash?
Very quiet for his standards. Probably needs to get more in the game. Probably an outside player, but really needs to get inside in these sort of conditions.
And I was thinking about Aaron Motlop, the same, he then kicked that miraculous goal a short time ago. Maybe that waits for Joey Collinson as well. Eldridge on the footy draws the free kick. He's had a good quarter too. He's had a good game, in fact.
He has.
Timothy Eldridge on the right boot. Spearing kick, keeps it pretty low in tough conditions. Jared Stokes, handball out wide. Stokes was going to go the run around. Kick goes around the body, getting underneath it, taking a strong mark, Shillabia. Then plays on inside 50. That's good vision, good kick. Gives it off to Bradley Stokes, who wandered down inside 50 unattended. Took a mark and will have a shot from about 50.
He's probably too far out for his range in these conditions. He's sort of looking around, his eyes are darting. Wanderers know it as well. They're trying to pick up all the players and flood the 50 at the moment. So he probably needs to go back and maybe put it just at the top of the square where the big men are.
So here's the kick. He'll get to 50, probably right on 50. He will bang it from there. He's kicked it straight into the man on the mark. The effort wasn't that good, but the result was okay because he managed to get the handball away, kicked down towards the 50 metre, down towards the forward line, kicked off the ground on, I think it's gone out of bounds on the fall.
Yeah, that was unlucky play, but he probably should have got his hands on that one, Miles, and that's Miles for Wanderers.
So Darwin here now tucked away.
Big Shillabia.
Going to have a crack at this by the looks of it.
Well, he is. He's a right footer. He'll kick and he'll kick long and he'll kick not terribly accurate across the face of goal. Todd Miles tried to take the mark, but it's a rush behind. And they're on the board again, the Buffaloes, but not all that impressive as the elegant one, Mitchell Taylor, to bring the ball back. Let's see if he's elegant and effective. Certainly the kick was elegant. Is he effective? Is he find a player? He doesn't. Picked up Philpott. Wills it was, knocks the ball to his team's advantage. Elijah Ware can't find it, had a couple to beat, couldn't beat a couple. And the work there, once again, it's good work taken by Dean Holloman, the big man playing across half back for Buffaloes, up and under, up the centre half forward. And pretty courageous Troy Taylor lays the ball off hand Jared Stokes, kicks into the man who was attending him, Xavier Clark, Xavier Kabilo it was, but Xavier Kabilo only as far as Moroney at centre half back.
Moroney with the measured kick out towards Adam Tippenwoody, got his hands on it. In goes Bates, gave it back to Liam Patrick. Patrick with a handball over the top, wasn't the best. He looks for it again, Liam Patrick. He can't get it. He's been quiet today. He doesn't like the wet conditions. I don't think they caught him in the tackle. Got the handball away. Ball knocked out on the ground. Gathered in by Shillabia. Got the kick to the vacant middle of the ground. Another kick off the ground. Comes out wide. Xavier Kabilo on the run. Eldridge just put his head down and said, thank you very much. Charged through. Got it down towards the half forward line. Gathered in here by that man Elijah Ware, kicks it around his body, front position. The Eagles couldn't take the mark. Mitchell Taylor with the handball, got it out wide. Drogamola off wide, gets it off to Braden McLean, kicks it out towards the wing. It's a rolling ball there. They'll get there first. The Eagles know they didn't use it well enough. Little kick off the ground. Darwin still controlling the footy and the tempo of the game at the moment. Handball came back for the Eagles. Here's Fairhead with his kick out wide towards the boundary line. On the chase out there is Joel Walsh. Got to the footy, caught in the tackle, left it on the ground. Darwin on the clean up. Oh, they're doing well, Darwin. Terrific effort from them. Kick up off the wing by them.
Kicked up and under the scoreboard, but Wanderers now need to repel this once again. Working hard on the wing, out of bounds, right under the scoreboard. Ticked into time on in the third term. It is the Buffaloes by 3 points. They led by 3 points at quarter time, so no advance by either team.
Kevin Moroney had about 3 touches in that last couple of minutes of play, and you just watched on the replay there, that was his efforts at ground level 3 times there.
His endeavour is terrific. Taken high, play on called the umpire. In just close to the centre square, but just favouring the outer wing here at Marara. No favour either side. On the minor axis, in front, O'Sullivan gets the ball down, kicked off the ground, clever play. Elijah Ware lacking in pace, big body, dives at the football, and he actually dived at the football, and again the field umpires have got it right, because his slide took the Wanderers player out.
And then he looked up instantly at the umpire, ready to plead his case to Simon Bates. The umpire said, "It's your free kick."
And Bates, it was his free kick, and he kicks it. And he kicks it not too much advantage, and methinks it might go out of bounds once again, and it does under the scoreboard, the same scoreboard which reads the same.
Liam Patrick's really trying to impose himself on the game, and it's just not going his way at the moment. Kevin Moroney is wearing him like a glove. Every time he's near that ball, Kevin Moroney, number 12 there for Buffaloes, is right on him.
So he comes in now from the boundary line throw in. Here's Adam Tippenwoody. Weather should suit him. He got it onto the right boot, kicked it inside 50. Savika underneath it, dropped it. Aaron Motlop on the sniff for it. Can't get it. They just can't get it out. Handball came out to Shannon Motlop. Got on the left boot, banged away at goal. It rolls and it rolls.
No.
And Darwin get back and dive on the footy. Liam Patrick, where were you? Little kick out comes by Darwin Buffaloes. Wow, they were lucky.
Kevin Moroney it was once again, but the Buffaloes have got to clear this. Cameron Stokes does clear it outside defensive 50. Looking out there for Chris Williams, and the ball is out of bounds right half forward. A kick and a half away from the Wanderers goal. 3/4 time. It is the Darwin Buffaloes by 2 points.
Yeah, what a quarter of footy. It was a real arm wrestle there, and Buffaloes, they really kept ahead, and they're ahead by 2 points, but Wanderers really tried to fight back there, and their work rate really lifted, but unfortunately that ball that Shannon Motlop just kicked just sat in the goal line in a puddle of water, otherwise it would have gone through on a dry day.
So the score here at half-time is the score. We'll check it on the board over there. Tells us that the Darwin Buffaloes are leading 5-5 to Wanderers, 5 goals, 3.
Time to escape, 'cause I'm in need of warmer weather. Sail upon the stream to find there's someplace better. And I'm moving far and wide.
Great Northern Brewing Co. The beer from up here.
Just another beautiful day in the territory, huh?
Doesn't get any better.
Yeah. You guys catch anything yet? Nah, nothing yet. But we're feeling lucky. See you later.
Low tides.
Yeah, soft sand.
And 7-metre tide. What could possibly go wrong?
Plenty.
Local knowledge is important. Talk to us about TIO Comprehensive Car Insurance. Call us today on 131 TIO. TIO, we're for Territorians.
This summer, pass your personal best. Pass the time doing things you love. Pass the SunSense, please. SunSense SPF 50+ is a very high UV sunscreen sold only in pharmacies that's made right here in Australia for Australian conditions. And for the best price on SunSense, you can't go past Chemist Warehouse.
Intersport, new concept store now open in Casuarina Square. Come in and check out our world-class shopping experience. Now stocking only the biggest brands in tennis, cricket, fitness from treadmills to benches, boxing, swimming, darts, pool and table tennis. For awesome service and advice, still locally owned and operated, the all-new Intersport concept store.
Our wet season day, 19th of February 1942. Imagine 188 enemy aircraft in an attack on Darwin that left hundreds of servicemen and civilians dead. Take time to remember and honour those who fell. Stand proudly alongside veterans at the cenotaph and commemorate the 75th anniversary of the bombing of Darwin. 9:30 a.m, Sunday the 19th of February.
Introducing Southern Cross Television's NTFL broadcast partners. TIO, we're for Territorians. Kennard's Hire, making your job easy.
So it's all big guns firing in the middle for the Buffaloes in the engine room.
Yeah, and it looks like for Wanderers, Liam Patrick's going to the midfield along with Shannon Motlop, Adam Tippenwoody. And looks like Liam Patrick, I reckon, is going to be the ruckman, Butters, because it's Davin Ferreira as well.
Yeah, that's a good pickup. So they've gone small in the middle, and the Buffaloes have gone big and beefy.
Because here comes Wilson and Miles off the ground for Wanderers.
Well, that's an interesting move. Last quarter about to get underway here. TIO Stadium, the margin just a couple of points in favour of the Darwin Buffaloes. They are playing for their life here. They win this one. They put themselves in with a real chance of playing finals footy. They do play Waratahs, the team they want to displace. They've got to meet them next week. Last quarter about to get underway. It's 5-5 Darwin Wanderers, 5-3 is the Butters.
Largemanu lightning bolt lost the ruck to Ryan O'Sullivan in the middle of the ground, where we've gone big and we've gone small. Picked up by one of the bigs, that's Elijah Ware, centre half forward. The first scorer in this final turn, the first goal I reckon might win the game. Only 5 goals apiece in 3 quarters of football. Josh Savica in the Miles direction. Miles to Bates. Bates tries to go back by hand. Troy Taylor, who's lifted in the second half. Troy Taylor over the football. That's a recipe for holding the ball, Troy Taylor. But he does get the ball out. Shannon Motlop throws himself to the ground. Ball in dispute. Picked up Ware. Ware tumbles it forward to centre half forward. Damien Williams hasn't done much. Williams in the Shillabia direction. Big Shillabia. And he's been mashed by Miles. That's Stephen Miles. It's kicked off the ground. The Wanderers defence have got to get the ball in. Picked up again by Elijah Ware. Had 3 touches, 3 quality touches. Why didn't he put his boot into the ball? I'll never know. Charlie King, take it away.
It's ferocious at the moment in there. Working very hard for Wanderers was Braden McLean. Free kicks coming out of it. It's going to be a Wanderers free kick. And it's going to be McLean. He wanted it more than anyone else did, Braden McLean. He's a stout defender for the Eagles. Honest as the day is long. In the back pocket, goes short with the kick, gives it off to Liam Patrick. Charged by his coach here to be a running player. He's gone forward. He's working out of the middle. Goes with the short kick now. Gives it out nicely into the hands there of Adam Tippenwoody. And he's from half-back. Kicks it out towards the wing. Couple of players underneath it, comes off hands and out of play. So 5-5 to 5-3. Ian said next goal all important. If Wanderers can kick it, there's a chance if Darwin kick it, it's going to make it really difficult.
Yeah, it is. And these conditions, there's tired legs out there. You can see it at the moment.
Ryan O'Sullivan is body on body with the boundaries, and Patrick will not match O'Sullivan in that regard. He has the leap, centre half forward, dragged off the football, play on called the umpire, correct decision, Savika, and he's been harassed. Xavier Cabillo's been terrific, somehow held it up. Simon Bates runs to 55, kicks inside forward 50, Atkinson in front, kicked it off the ground, clever, play on called the umpire, once again correct, and Eldridge Atkinson been down there in defence, together with Cameron Stokes have been a brick wall. Xavier Cabillo, it's not a mistake, but he had the football, he was too good, too quick. Unfortunately, Joey Collinson was very desperate.
That's just watch this pick up here, but this is the tiredness. That's why all the kicking off the ground. The players are really exhausted out there, but this is a good smother by Joey Collinson as well.
Throw in directly in front of us here, the commentary box in the Morris Rioli stand, tap down for the Eagles, straight into the hands there of Joe Walsh. He couldn't get the kick away. Liam Patrick, no, Mitchell Taylor it is, comes out, gave it to Shannon Motlop, now to Liam Patrick, handball to the middle, Eagles can go forward, that's Fairhead's kick inside 50, equal to the task Darwin, they come out off the boot of Kevin Moroney, good, kicks it out wide, plenty of Darwin players are going to get there first, they leave it for Timmy Eldridge, no, they left it for Wills who gave it to Timmy Eldridge, Eldridge on the right boot, spears it up to half forward, ball left on the ground, picked up this time by Wanderers, little kick out in front towards Nook Mansell, gets there, Nook Mansell left it behind, Timmy Eldridge says, give it to me, and the boundary line gets in the way and he goes over.
He had Jared Stokes on his own then, and again, just his kicking let him down, Timothy Eldridge. Kieran?
Yeah, the rain's all but stopped. It's just sprinkling now, but this late in the game, it's not going to have much impact. The ball's still going to be very wet with all the standing water.
Joe Walsh limping off Ian for the Eagles.
Yeah, they'll miss him. It's right half forward. Buffaloes in attack, ball in dispute, kicked inside forward 50, taken high, play on called the umpire, goodness gracious, here we go, and it's a good mark, good strong mark by a big man, and Darren Schillebeer on a better 45-degree angle, Natasha Medbury, but will only have to kick from 40, but with the ball a lead weight, distance will be a worry.
He hasn't had a goal so far this game, but you'd back him from here with the rain that stopped.
Schillebeer, crucial goal, crucial kick, 4 minutes in, a goal that might put Buffaloes in their march to the final. He does, he kicks the goal. Not over yet, but the Buffaloes lead 6-6 to 5-3.
That gives them a bit of breathing space. Wanderers are really charging there, and again, I think they're staying. Oh no, they've put big Josh Wilson back into the ruck, so they started off with small, but it looks like they knew the dominance there. As we watch on the replay, Buffaloes get the ball into the forward line here. Jared Stokes pleading his case, but Philip Wills again, just a quick boot on the ball, and he comes straight off for arrest. Philip Wills, he's limping a little bit, so I just hope that he's not injured.
So they'll ball it up, 6-6 to 5-3. Buffaloes in front, season's future hanging in the balance. They kick another goal here, they're going to look the goods. Chris Williams with the kick away, kicked that good goal in the first quarter, puts it out wide. They can run hard out it. Jalen Clark part of it. Ball gathered there on the charge they go. Zane Edwards-Clark runs along the boundary line, pumps it up inside 50, lands it on the ground. The dangerous Matty Campbell dived at the footy. It is still there, knocked over in desperation by Mitchell Taylor, and it was just a point. Gee, it was some desperate work, and his short kick comes out, left on the ground here, chance for Darwin, little step, O'Sullivan bangs away, misses out to the left. The step was good, the kick was poor. Comes up with a minor score.
And Daniel Motlop will kick the ball out here, needs to hit a target. They're under the pump, Wanderers. Backline is under so much pressure.
Motlop D kicks it and kicks
And
it
he's
outside
kicked it.
defensive 50, and his foot was either on or over the line. He's pleading a case. There it was. There's probably 100 foot marks there. Field umpire in great position.
And Matty Campbell's gone and questioned where he's pointing to, and Daniel's still pointing to the ground because he's saying he can't believe. We'll just watch on the replay if we can. Maybe it's his foot slid as he's kicked because he's trying to go the big torp here.
Got it right,
he's
foot
over
on
the
the
line.
Got it on the line. A field umpire got it dead set right. Stephen Miles gets it. Picked up, kicked up and under, not quite 15 metres. Buffaloes deep in attack. Wanderers defence working hard. This time they'll clear it, but O'Sullivan, he takes the mark. He's been impressive. He and Todd Miles have actually smashed them. Although Josh Wilson, Charlie, I'm not quite sure how do we put this in perspective. Josh Wilson's been terrific for Wanderers, but gee, O'Sullivan and Miles have been mighty.
Yeah, around the ground particularly. Both of them are in, you're right, but this man impresses me. The angle's not tough. It's about 45 degrees, so is the distance. Wanders in, one sock up, that's the right one. He kicks from there and kicks poorly to the other pocket. Lands on the ground, Darwin on the pick-up. High kick to the top of the goal square. It's out of bounds on the full, and Wanderers are going to relieve the pressure.
And Charlie, I've just got a score update. The first quarter between the Adelaide Crows and the Greater Western Sydney is Adelaide Crows are leading 1-3-9 to Greater Western Sydney 1 point, and it's quarter time.
Go to Crows.
That's in the women's footy, playing in Adelaide, round 1. So out they come, Braden McLean from the back pocket, gets it on the right boot, gets it out deep, good looking kick, cleaning up Todd Miles. Gee, Ian, you're right, he's been terrific today. Gets the kick inside 50, but coming out strong in defence, Braden McLean yet again. Gee, you'd give him votes today, wouldn't you?
You would indeed. He switches and goes to Daniel Motlop. Motlop tries a dinky one in the Ferreira direction. Ferreira takes the mark, doesn't let them down, goes wide to Seaton. Seaton beaten. No, he's not. But well done, Duncan Seaton. Got rid of the football. And Matthew Campbell, your free kick, surely.
It's got to be.
Good work. And he didn't give the ball. I said he's playing for that. So, yeah, no, I wouldn't give that 50 butters.
Matthew Campbell, grandstand side between wing and half forward. 3 kicks from goal. Buffaloes will go inside forward 50. A short kick. Troy Taylor takes the mark. Taylor will swing around onto the right foot. Kicks long and deep in the Shillabia direction. Couldn't take the mark. Stephen Miles it was down there. He tries and is dispossessed. Ball in dispute. Joey Collinson, no one-hander. Bad luck. Good effort by him. Under the football is the Wanderers player, and that is Simon Bates. Bates no good. Picked up Miles once again. Just a brute, Todd Miles. Kicks inside forward 50. Kicked off the ground. Cleverly, Jared Stokes. Clever Jared Stokes. Goal, Jared Stokes. Buffaloes, I reckon they're home.
Yeah, that's the third goal to Jared Stokes, and just clever. And as I spoke about in the third quarter, is he just goes 100 miles an hour, gets his boot to the ball, keeps his feet, and he just broke clear here. But Miles, the brute of a fellow you were talking about, he's just hard to tackle, and he just keeps going at ground level. He's such a good ground level player for a big man, and Damian Williams can test the ball here, and you just watch Jared Stokes. Kicks it and just takes off. Gets it into space, and again, good shepherding there by O'Sullivan. And goal.
He's got explosive pace, hasn't he, Jared Stokes?
And in these conditions as well, he just slid across the ground, but manages to keep his feet.
I saw him at the top of that third term here on a foot race out this way in the first minute. At 100 miles an hour, he was just terrific. And I thought Darwin are on here. They're showing some good form at the moment. Savika in front position, pushed away by Nook Mansell. Eyes still at the footy though. Savika picks it up, gets onto the right boot, chops it down forward, and finds a teammate there. No, he doesn't. It's knocked to the boundary line. Troy Taylor was the target, but the fist was good.
I think Mitchell Taylor and Troy Taylor, they were playing on each other a couple of minutes ago. Are they brothers?
Sons of the Crummy Taylor, aren't they?
Yeah, I'm sure they're
I'm not sure about that.
Anyway, tossed in by the boundary umpire, O'Sullivan, beaten that by the ruck that time. Savika threw the ball out, probably cleverly, kicked off the ground. Nook Mansell. Mansell working hard for his team, and they've advanced by about 40 metres. But by gee, they've got some work to do halfway through the final term. Wanderers trail by 17 points.
Yeah, they need to get a goal here, Wanderers.
They've sort of stopped a little bit since halfway through that.
Not going to go for long this quarter either, Charlie.
Quarter, yeah, maybe 12 minutes left in it, you'd think. Daniel Motlop. Wanderers can't seem to get a clear kick away, can they? It's all just forced the ball along the ground. Aaron Motlop down there looking for it. He couldn't get it. Again, Wanderers still can't get it away. He's left on the ground. Now the kick comes out of the pack. It's a kick and hope. Good mark dropping back in defence there. Dean Hollyman, he's been good back there today. Solid in defence. Kick wide as a teammate out there finds him. Elijah Ware. Looking a little fitter this day.
The Shepherd,
Elijah
Charlie,
Ware.
free kick.
No, it's a free kick to the Eagles.
I tell you what, if Buffaloes get this win on the board, they're going to really miss Todd Miles when it comes to the finals, aren't they? He's just a brilliant player.
So Wanderers to bring it in here, inside 50, their first 4-8 for a while. Liam Patrick, no one wanted to go with him, and he just hung there for a second, took a great mark.
And he wanted to impose himself. This is when he can really impact the game, Charlie, and get Wanderers again within striking distance, because Buffaloes are just looking red hot and everything's working in their favour as well. He needs to nail this. It's probably just within his range with a heavy ball, heavy legs.
It is a tough assignment, but who better than this man? He crosses 50. Liam Patrick gets onto the right boot, gives it plenty and misses to the near side. Comes up with a minor score when the Eagles needed a goal. He comes up with a point.
Kevin Moroney to bring the ball back, kicks to his own advantage, then will run his full measure, runs his 15 metres, kicks outside defensive 50 out in the Miles direction, cleverly over the top was Archer and inside, and the Buffaloes are running away and they've got it all the way up to the wing. Well done, Buffaloes. Good work. Offensive play, defending the airport goal, and they've done well. They lead by 16 points, 12 minutes into the final term. Finals calling if they win this, picked up Miles. Miles stumbles one forward, no mark, kicked off the ground. A player out there in Alex Erlinson, been a little bit quiet by his normal high standards for the Darwin Buffaloes. Picked up by Brimickham, who's been okay for Wanderers. Joey Collinson pinched it clearly, kicks it to Stephen Miles. Stephen Miles has dragged down Damien Williams, and Damien Williams was the recipient of the free kick. Little bit unlucky was probably Stephen Miles, but Williams had the tackle, had Pryor, and so therefore he will kick on goal. Probably too far out, Tash.
Yeah, way too far out for Damien Williams, and you'd probably want him jumping in the square as well if he was down there, because he's got a massive leap on him. But Chillabeer's down there.
They've got plenty there. O'Sullivan's down there, Chillabeer's down there. So they're all set up, Buffaloes. They lead by 16 points. This could be the final nail in the coffin, at least of this game, and put Buffaloes within 2 points of a finals. He runs around the man on the mark. Well done, Damien Williams, on the non-preferred left
and he's got it. Well, how clever was that as Buffaloes get right around him? I think that is a nail in the coffin there, Butters. But to see this on replay again, I don't think he realised where the mark was, and then when he seen the player go up, he just took off around him with the sidestep. The hand pass here. Joey Collinson hasn't really impacted the game, but stole that hand pass away and just dropped the ball there. Free kick was there. He took him on and he dropped the ball, and we didn't get to see the replay, but he got about, I reckon, within a metre of the man on the mark, and as the man on the mark jumped, he just took off around him.
Well, 4-1, the Buffaloes since half-time. They are on fire at the moment. Matt Campbell emerges with the footy, kicks it out wide to the half-forward line, gets to the 50, rolls towards the boundary line and goes out. And the boundary umpire will bring it in. 8-8 to 5-4. What a stunning performance from the Buffaloes since half-time. Those legends sitting in the stand will be feeling pretty happy.
Oh, just the team effort as well. You know, everyone's played a part from 1%ers. It's just been brilliant to watch.
Wilson in front for Wanderers. Ball now in dispute. Buffaloes in attack. Wanderers defence got to work overtime. So do the forwards, but held up nicely that time by Ben Archer. Archer has kicked the goal. Wanderers working hard now. Ball in dispute. Taken high in a tackle, or did he throw it away? Threw it away. And Todd Miles. A couple of kicks from goal.
You'd want to sneak in a few games on his sheet, wouldn't you? If you could sneak into the office.
Man on the mark, they went forward, was touched off the boot. Play on, called the umpire. He did correctly because it was touched off the boot. Give it to me, said field umpire Mark Noonan. No, as his arms are flapping about and there's no breeze out there.
And Chillabeer as well, just his dominance on the game, just to pack marks.
Yeah, needs a really good defender on him, doesn't he? Ball to the boundary
And
line.
he's such a big man, Charlie. He takes a lot of matching up.
But he gives it. You look at this effort here. You know, he just gives second and third efforts as well. If the ball goes to ground, he still is in there. He's just a good player.
A lot of those Wanderers big men back there in defence are just getting caught out of position, aren't they? Darwin leading them to the footy. Here it's on the ground. Liam Patrick wants a bit, easily dispossessed of it. Now lands out there for Aaron Motlop. They got him, got the handball away. Kicked forward here by the Eagles, Fairhead. Got a couple of touches out wide to Ben Archard. He's got some room to work in. He does very well. Works it around to Eldridge. Dropped the footy. Went back looking for it. They get to him. He's stuck with the footy as we tick to 16-minute time. The enemy here of the Eagles. 8-8 to 5-4 late in this fourth quarter. Darwin looking the goods.
They are indeed, but Wanderers are in attack, but they are trailing by 22 points, which is the key that counts. Tip and Woody gets the ball inside, a series of handballs, a kick on goal, pick up that play, Natasha, but he's kicked across the face of goal, and it's a minor score when they need 6 points. They've only got 1.
I'm trusting the screen, Butters. I can't see a thing out this. Charlie and I are flying by the seat of our pants here.
We got half the monitor to look at, and we're just.
Butters got his head hanging out the window.
Kevin Maroney it is, gets the ball and he kicks it to a teammate out there in Hollyman. Hollyman kicks it. It's all slow motion at the moment. Just players waiting for that siren to go. Players from both teams. I think Wanderers might have given up a little bit, Charlie. They lead, they trail by 21 points.
I reckon they might have done that late in that third term when Darwin came at them. They just couldn't go that. Just a replay of that kick.
They couldn't respond, could they? They couldn't match them. They tried, but Buffaloes just kept charging and charging.
Throw in here. Bates went looking for it, didn't get it. It's at 50. Campbell lifting his game, does well. Toe pokes it out a little further. Toe poked it for himself. He did so well. Darwin with the kick forward now, up towards the wing. Good mark taken there, front position. Done beautifully by Troy Taylor. 2 get to him. They tried to sandwich him. He squeezed the kick away. Vacant half forward line. Emerging quickly is Philip Wills, goes to ground with the footy. Wanderers win it, come away Duncan Seaton, they got him, they caught him, he's in trouble.
Yeah, good call.
He is in trouble, he's going to have to hand it over. Darwin a chance to extend the lead here, and if the nail wasn't in the coffin, it's about to go in if this is through.
Chris Williams is going for this second goal. He's already got a goal.
Kicked that in the first term. He's directly out in front. This not beyond him. The rain has stopped. Just quickly get down to Kieran.
Yeah, no rain whatsoever now.
Stay with this kick. Chris Williams didn't do well enough. Ball's left there on the ground. A little hurried kick. It looks dry down there, but you can see what happens when players run through it. The splash and mud that comes out. Eagles out of defence now. Hurried kick. Just they're under such pressure all the time, Wanderers. This picked up by Shillabia. Bangs away and misses it out to the left and kicks it out of play or out of bounds on the full.
Now, Mark Motlop spoke about who was going to be the legend that stood up, and I think the player that's really stood up has been Jared Stokes after half-time. He's had a great game, but you know the goal that he got in this quarter was just unbelievable in these conditions, and his impact around the ground and his just one touches has been fantastic for the Buffaloes.
Mitchell Taylor, the elegant one to bring the ball back into play, defending the Michael Long Learning Centre goal. Kicks it and kicks it beautifully outside defence, favouring the grandstand side. Tip and Woody lets the ball run under him. Kevin Maroney gets the ball out. Buffaloes working hard at the footy. That time was Zane Clark-Edwards. He's a tough nut. He's not much of him, but he has a real crack like the rest of his teammates. And the ball is with the field umpire for a field bounce. Left half forward, grandstand side. Buffaloes in attack. Up they go. Daniel Motlop jumped. High tackle, and the high tackle free kick goes to the Darwin Buffaloes.
Well, it's working for the Buffaloes, isn't it? Braden McLean there getting up off the ground. Here's the kick forward by the Buffaloes. They're underneath the footy, and a little kick came out by Damien Williams. Did pretty well into the danger goal square. They can kick this off the ground. Desperate work back there. Mitch Taylor was able to turn it into a point, and then he got up in a hurry, kicked it out wide, linked it up out there for Adam Tip and Woody. Some space in front of him, wants to take him on. Oh, he shrugs the tackle of Timmy Eldridge. Touchdown once, went to touchdown second time, gave it out there to Shannon Motlop. He's caught, no, he just gets rid of Eldridge, got onto the left boot, went forward with the kick, finds Patrick Fairhead, knocked out of the play after he took the mark. He wanted 50 metres, he gave it off to the runner. Here's Simon Bates from a long way out, punts it down towards the goal line, rolls and rolls, it's a goal. Simon Bates delivers.
Yeah, good goal to Simon Bates. He kept going and going and going, trying to influence himself in this game. And as the game's gone on, it looks like he's done a bit of mud wrestling out there at the moment. He's got mud all over him, unless that's blood. He's coming. Looks like he's coming off, or he's going back to the wing there. And Shannon Motlop quiet after half-time. I think he might have had a niggling injury, Shannon. But the skills, Timothy Eldridge just pushed Timothy Eldridge off. Gets again on the banana kick, gets it inside the forward line.
Wilson and O'Sullivan square off back in the middle. Wilson Wanderers, big number 30, number 22 O'Sullivan. They go, O'Sullivan gets the ball in the middle, back there, back to O'Sullivan. O'Sullivan gets the clearance. Buffaloes in attack, down in the Shillabeer direction. He can kick the ball off the ground. It's Miles, picks it up.
Second effort. Look at that. We spoke about it earlier. Spoke about it earlier. Just the second and third efforts, and plus a big guy. Just his ground level is brilliant.
Yes.
I mean, it just for the body size and the conditions today, he's just everywhere. And O'Sullivan, geez, what a surprise he's been. He's just great as well around the ground. Kieran?
Yeah, and earlier in the game, we thought that maybe Mark Motlop wouldn't have played so many tall players if you knew how wet it would have been. They've been absolutely terrific today, all of them.
They have, and they've been impacted by the ground level players around them, like Jared Stokes, Philip Wills, and Bradley Stokes as well, Timothy Eldridge. So I guess if you've got those guys running past it, it really helps.
8-9 to 6-5 deep in the last quarter here. Darwin have set themselves up for a big game against Waratah next week. Wow, that's going to be something. What are Tars thinking at the moment? They've got Southern Districts coming up tonight. That's a game that they simply have to win. Knocked away in defence here by the Darwin Buffaloes.
Free
might have been
kick
Kevin
downfield,
Maroney.
Charlie.
It's a free kick to this man here, Liam Patrick. Long way out. You get a move on Liam Siren's not that far away. Kick to the top of the goal square, rolls away, hits the behind post, out of play for a boundary line throw in. 9-9 to 6-5. Wouldn't matter if Wanderers kicked a couple of goals here. They're not going to win.
Yeah,
a great last quarter by Darwin.
It's really going to be rocking tonight with the Buffaloes team with the century.
22 minutes into the final term, tossed in adjacent to the Buffalo, to the Wanderers goal, kicked off the ground cleverly, O'Sullivan. Ball now in dispute, picked up. It's going to be a kick on goal, Wanderers, and Savika bashes it through for a rush behind for Wanderers as Cameron Stokes will go back and casually, carefully measure the kick back into play.
He will be in no hurry at all, and why should he be? He can wait for the call. Now he goes off to his right. It's a good-looking kick too. Pumps it out a long, long way at the back. The Eagles will go back there. Braden McLean, and finds the boundary line.
Well, the players are looking really tired, Charlie, looking at that scoreboard, waiting for the siren to go. I think they know that the Buffaloes have this one in the bag. A lot of tired players out there.
It's quite symmetrical, isn't it? 9-9 to 6-6. So our colleague Dominic McCormack would be happy with that.
So that's a handball to the running player, caught from
tackle.
behind. Ball left on the ground. Oh, great turn by Elijah Ware. He went back 20 years for that one, I can tell you. The kick was okay, and Darwin can clear off half-back.
Alex Erlinson it is, kicks off half-back, favours the scoreboard side, over the back, a couple of Wanderers players there. Can they muck this up, or can they work it out in tandem? And the ball is out of bounds, adjacent to the scoreboard. 9-9-63 Buffaloes, Wanderers 6-6-42. Coming up 24 minutes. We're just about done and dusted here, Natasha Medbury.
Kieran?
Yeah, so the finals eligibility I found out is 5 games. So Todd Miles probably won't reach that.
Not much chance.
He's got to fit 5 games or 4 games into about 2, so he's not going to do that, and he's too big and too good to let that one slip. Heading with the Buffaloes away once again, and a player who has lifted is Zane Clark-Edwards, and he has done pretty well, but he's kicked the ball out of bounds. It'll be a Wanderers free kick just backward of the scoreboard on the outer at Marara.
Yeah, as he kicks it inboard here.
Jalen Clark drops the mark. Wanderers have the football. Liam Patrick has lifted in this last term, but a little too late. Picked up by a fairly impressive Tyler Brimacombe for Wanderers. Somehow the ball picked up with Ferreira. He is dispossessed. They've been on him like a rash all day, and Davin Ferreira cannot get the ball out. Matthew Campbell in there.
And Kevin Maroney as well, hanging around the pack. He's done absolutely brilliant on Liam Patrick. Would have been a hard task. I thought Damien Williams might have got him, but he's had a really good game.
Wanderers deep in attack here. They can't somehow get a goal because there's too many Darwin players back there. They hurled it away. Was that a throw? No, it was, umpire's happy with it. Scooped away for a minor score to take the pressure off the Buffalo defence and bring it back out. Cameron Stokes. She's been good today. Cam Stokes, solid back in defence. Time clock ticking. Game almost over. Kick out wide. There it is. There it is. Big win for Darwin. Super performance from the Buffaloes today.
Yeah, look how happy they are with everything that's happened this week with the centenary dinner they've got tonight, and it's just great to see. And Mark Motlop said about legends, and I think Jared Stokes really stood up in today's game along with Cameron Stokes, but two best players on the ground for sure. We're followed by Matty Campbell and Timothy Eldridge. But I can't go past mentioning as well the two ruckmen, Ryan O'Sullivan and Todd Miles. Brilliant games by them.
So